and that's what we talked about. You're going to have to take away that inside run for Lawton. That's where he does a lot of damage inside the tackles behind those big guys up front. I mean, you got a 300, a 240, and a 285 up there that you're running behind.
Eisenhower going quick now, already back up to the line. Trotchy back in the gun. And, for a second time, I think, unfortunately, the Boomers have jumped all sides defensively here.
Yeah, they, they're just up there ready to go, and you get that hard count from the quarterback, and you're just ready to go. And you get used to a team going on one, and then they jump up there and they go on two, and it just, it's tough to hold off.
So 1st and 10 for Lawton Eisenhower now at the Boomer 34-yard line after the false start. Trotchy going to look back to the sideline, get a call. Got a couple split receivers to the left, one to the right. Walden flanking Trotchy. Now handoff inside. Tries to go to Walden. Wants it. Walden again plugged up right there at the line of scrimmage. Maybe, he got right back to the line of scrimmage. Nash Hunter and a couple other Boomers making the play.
They're motioning that up back across the formation, trying to get the linebackers to slide out with him as he goes to the outside of that tackle on the far side, and then they run Walton right back up the middle. That time Nash stayed at home, filled that A-gap, and looks like Ethan Matt's wearing number 74 tonight, but Matt and Hunter shut down those two A-gaps inside.
Eisenhower here, 2nd and 10, couple of split receivers each side, and we got whistles as the snaps happen. They're flagged down. We'll see what this one is. Might be a play clock. Play game, maybe. False start. So that'll help the Boomers and back Lawton Ike up 5 more yards, make it a 2nd and 15 here. As it's going to go from the 34 to the 30 now.
Boomers need to toughen up. Yeah, toughen up on defense right here. Tighten up, kind of build a wall up there. Don't let Walton break free up there. He's got about 40 yards already. Well, no, he's got more than that because one was a 42-yard run. But he's piled up some yardage here early.
Trotchy back in the gun, split receivers each side. He's going to drop back to pass after taking snap. Short little flare out to Walden here on the near side. Walden will make a move, get down the sideline, 30 up to the 20, and he's finally taken down right there, tiptoeing along the sideline. They're going to mark him about the 19. And that's going to be enough for the first down after a 20-yard gain.
Well, and there you saw had him shut down about a yard short of the first down. Just kind of gave a dead leg and spun out of it, went the other way, was able to pick up a couple of more yards. This Walton is the real deal here.
All right, going quick again. Trotchy up to the line in the gun. Fake the handoff inside. Now they flare it out to Critton near side. Gets past the 15, gets struck down. Quick little gain for Lawton Ike.
Yeah, 8-yard gain. They are kind of methodically mixing up the run and the pass, moving the ball downfield. This will be coming up will be the 11th play of the drive. So they've kind of put some things together here.
So 2nd and 1 now is what they're going to call it for the Eagles. 2:35 left to go in the first quarter. They lead 7-0 over the Boomers. Trotchy with the snap, handoff inside to Walden. Walden makes a move or two, gets up to the 5-yard line, lost his helmet and all that, and made the tackle without a helmet, so I think he's going to have to come out for a play now.
Yeah, he'll have to come out for one play unless the Boomers call a timeout, and it looks like they may do that to keep him. Oh, it's an official timeout.
Yeah, I think they're letting Nash know, hey, you got to come out of play.
That's what they're doing. They're going to inform Nash that he needs to come out, and I'm not sure who that is that's.
Yeah, trying to identify the gold. We've talked at length about those gold numbers. But anyways, 1st and goal here for the Eagles now at the Boomer 5. 2:20 and counting to go in this first quarter. Lawton Eisenhower trying to go 2 for 2 on their opening 2 offensive possessions. After a long delay there, Trotchy's going to get up to the line here. He's going to be in the pistol this time. Grab Kingston tight on that right side. Walden behind Trotchy. They're going to hand off to Trotchy, go to that, or to Walden to that right side. He's going to get into the end zone nearly untouched for the touchdown. They just kind of lined up for that power run and got it in.
Yeah, they did. They just ran the zone, outside zone on the near side, kind of like what their bread and butter is, and they just washed everybody down. And Walton's able to kind of just skip into the end zone for the second score.
Lawton Eisenhower taking a 2-score lead now over the Boomers. 57 left to go in this first quarter. Lee Danielson on for the extra point here. Ball is down, kick is up. This one a bit wobbly, but it is through the uprights and good. And Lawton Eisenhower now leads the Boomers 14-0. We'll go ahead and take another quick timeout. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Northwest Physical Therapy and Sports Center is celebrating 10 years in business right here in Northwest Oklahoma, offering individual hands-on treatment, the latest technology and equipment. Minor sprain from your favorite sport, or serious work injury, an accident-related injury, or physical problems caused by age, Aaron White and his experienced staff can help. Offering services in Alva, Buffalo, Shattuck, Steeling, and Woodward. Northwest Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab, 2630 Oklahoma Avenue in Woodward, or call 256-2102. Randy Bridge Construction has been doing residential and commercial properties in Woodward and surrounding area for over 30 years. The total cost of the building and residential or commercial property for Randy's Reconstruction at 580-334-0297.
And back here in Lawton Live on Z92, Ron Sullivan, Lawton Eisenhower coming off a second score there on the second offensive possession. And Ron, it was kind of more of the same, if you will, when we saw that first possession. A big play or two and kind of methodically just working their way down the field.
Well, yeah, just kind of what we thought. A lot of Walton and sprinkle in some outside passes.
Denzel Emery returned this kick from the 10. He's quickly up to the 30, breaks the tackle up to the 35, now gets drugged down finally at the 40. Yet again, Ron, on second return where the Boomers created a really good lane for Denzel to return that.
Well, you know, you heard Coach Lugin say they worked really hard on special teams this week. You can tell they've set up a middle return and opened up a couple of lanes for Emery. That time he's able to get up there and quick and bring the ball all the way out to the 40-yard line. Pretty good field position for the Boomers. And right now, as we wind down towards the end of the first quarter, they've got to get something going on offense.
Definitely see if they can find some momentum. Had some issues on that first drive, trailing 14-0. They're going to need to find something quick, as you mentioned. Pope's going to be back in the gun. Emery with him on the left side. A couple of receivers over to that right side. Smits goes in motion across the formation. Now handoff inside. Denzel Emery has a little bit of a hole, but gets tackled by quite a few Lawton Eisenhower Eagles and gets the 42.
Run almost all year long. Motion, you get that shuffle motion on your H-back across the formation. Let him be a lead blocker on that inside run. And that time, Emery squirted through for just a second, but they were able to pull him down for a 2-yard gain.
2nd and 8 now for the Boomers from their own 42 here. Minute 18 to go in this first quarter and counting. Pope's in the pistol. Emery behind him. Snap taken, handoff inside to Emery again. Fights through another tackle, but he's only going to get to about maybe a half yard to yard right there. And that's going to set up about a 3rd and 7 here for the Boomers.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to officially give him 1 yard up the middle. Boomers trying to establish that run, but boy, that big interior of Lawton Ike is kind of controlling the line of scrimmage right now.
Sitting between Coppage, Purity, and Kingston, or Tito, excuse me. What, 225, 240, and 240? That's a beady line to deal with.
And then you got a couple of very athletic inside linebackers behind them.
So 3rd and 7 here for the Boomers. Pope back in the gun. He's going to take snap, look back to pass. He's got to scramble out, scrambles over there to the right, fires across the middle, has a man, and it looks like it is caught. That is Sam Cheap right there, up to the 45-yard line, and that's the first down for the Boomers.
Yeah, good job by Cheap to get open. Good job by Wyatt to stay back. Even though he was on the run, he kept his eyes downfield and was able to see the action down there and get the ball into Cheap for the first down.
10 seconds to go in this first quarter. It looks like the Boomers are going to try to take a snap here. Quick shot. They Pope back there. He'll take the snap. He's going to take himself. Oh, gets stuck right there. About a yard at the 45. They marked the original gain at the 46, now down to the 45, and that's how we're going to end the first quarter. Quick hole for Wyatt Pope, but quickly close with that. We'll go ahead and take a quick break as your Boomers trail Lawton Eisenhower after 1, 14-0. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
What's undeniable control in winter? It's when you can handle heavy snow, slippery ice, and freezing rain on any road. Do you have undeniable control? Can you handle winter? Make sure you can with BF Goodrich Winter TA KSI tires. From October 4th to December 13th, buy 4 BF Goodrich tires and get up to $70 in rain dates. The experts at Lawton inside know everything about BF Goodrich. Some conditions apply. Visit your dealer or BF Goodrich.com for details. Maybe he was born with his little lure. Some people bring joy wherever they go. Some whenever they go. Or as the frontier newspaper would put it, there's nothing to be learned from the second kick of the mule. Maybe he got his insights from being a railroad captain. Never argue with a fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. Wherever he went, Mark Twain found humor all around. Humor. Pass it on from BossLine.com.
And welcome back here to Lawton. As we begin the second quarter, the Boomers with possession right now, up to the 46-yard line. Second and 14-0 as we get the second quarter underway. Pope's going to be back the gun. He's going to look back to pass, fires over to the left side, trying to get Parker Smits out in the flat. That's going to be a bit too far for Smits to corral. It'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, again, Pope had defensive players in his face. He had to get rid of the ball quick, and he just threw it too far out in front of Smits over there on the far side. Brings up 3rd and long.
So 3rd and 9 now here for the Boomers. Taking their time to get this play in and try to dial it down here. Got about 13 on the play clock. Should be good. So get up to the line here. It's going to be Pope back in the gun. Split receivers each side. Emery flanking Pope there for the left side. Pope takes snap, drop back pass. Comes a little screen out to Denzel. He's up to the 45. Now the 40. Trying to turn the corner. Doesn't quite get to the first down before he's dragged out of bounds. But we may have a face mask as a late flag comes in as he was tackled kind of awkwardly there.
Picked up 8 on the screen, and then a tackle by the face mask over on the far side is going to add another 15 yards on the end of the play.
And that will give the Boomers another first down and get them now deeper into Lawton Eisenhower territory. Not quite the red zone, but the deepest they've been so far here tonight. Looks like they're going to spot it up at the Lawton Ike 22-yard line. And Ron's call there on 3rd down. The room was there, and Denzel did his best to turn the corner. When
you got an aggressive defense like that, an aggressive front 7 that come hard like that every time, you'll have an opportunity to break that screen every now and then.
Pope quickly now up to the line. You got a couple split receivers over to the right, one to the left. Smith's in motion. Hand off inside now to Denzel Emery. He's going to go nowhere. Quickly had a host of powder blue Eagles around him right there, and that's going to be about a loss of looks like they're going to say a yard, set up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, trying to establish that inside run, and we're not having success with it. I mean, you've got Puawarty in there at nose guard kind of controlling and winning the battle with our center, and Denzel, Pope, whoever it is up the middle, not really having any luck, any place to run to.
2nd and 11 out here. Pope, he's going to fire past the end zone. It's a double coverage. It is picked off over there and returned out to, looks like, about the 13-yard line, and Lawton Eisenhower comes up with the pick as Pope was under pressure trying to see who came up with that interception. I believe he was going to Talon over there and just couldn't get enough air under it.
Yeah, he was on the run, and he was running away from his body, had to throw off his back foot across his body, couldn't get anything under it, and the pass is intercepted and returned back out to the 13-yard line. So that's what I talked about. You know, they've got to start finishing drives, and there's one where, you know, we had an opportunity down inside the 10 and can't finish it off with points.
Looks like the pick was Tyquan Tucker, the sophomore defensive back on that one. So Lawton Knight takes over from the own 13 here, 1st and 10. Trotchy back to pass now quickly. Has time. He's going to fire one deep. He's got one man over there on the right side. He might go 40-foot race. Taylor Laird can't get him 20, 15, 10, and he's going to go for the touchdown. And Lawton Eisenhower is going to go up 3 scores here with 10:43 left in this first half. And on that was Corey McClellan, the senior wide receiver, got a step on the deep out over there on Taylor Laird, and he took it the rest of the way.
Yeah, he broke open on the far side, got a couple of steps, and Trotty just laid the ball in there, and there's that quick change. You get an interception, go for it. First play, that's what they did, and they go 87 yards for the score.
So Danielson on to kick the extra point. Snap is to him, ball down, and the kick is good. So now Lawton Eisenhower going to take the lead over the Boomers, 21-0 here. 10:43 left to go in this half. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Forge Travel Plaza in Sealy recognizes it takes more than language effort to accomplish both things. Like running exciting athletic programs, Woodward's Travel Plaza is more than your average gas station. We have everything from gas to a car wash. Dine in, enjoy tasty food and free Wi-Fi, or drive through and keep going. Woodward's Travel Plaza is the best one-stop in Oklahoma. We have everything you need while traveling. Stop and see. You'll be amazed. Woodward's Travel Plaza, Highway 270 North in Cedar.
And welcome back here to Lawton as your Boomers now 12-20 to Lawton Eisenhower Eagles here in the first half. And Ron, we talked about it right there as the touchdown happened. It's that quick change. And Lawton Eisenhower, we highlighted in the pregame, this is a explosive offense. They can do it a lot of different ways. And right there, just showing kind of their prowess.
Yeah, a lot of speed in that receiver core and even in their backups because McClellan's not a starter for them. And he gets out there and gets a couple of steps. But, yeah, it's a quick strike offense. They can run the ball inside with Walton. They can go to any one of 6 receivers on the outside that play pretty well. And you get a team down, they make a mistake, you get an interception. On that change, you go for it first play, and that's what they did, and they were successful.
Well, we saw Woodward in this position last week against Guthrie. They were able to find some. It's going to be Danielson on for the kick. Emery back to return. Kick is a good one here. It's carry, and Emery's going to track it back at about the 5. He'll return it from there. Gets up to the 15, now the 20. Goes head forward through the 25, up to the 30, and finally gets struck down near the 4. They're going to mark him at the 39. We got a late flag in here. This might be some extracurriculars after the play. See what they say. I mean, it was a late flag. Both teams were nearly clearing the field there to switch units.
Still in conference. We'll see what our referee says right here.
They actually have it originally marked at the 35 right now is where the
personal
Boomers would
foul
start.
Against Lawton Ike. Personal foul against the Boomers. Offsetting.
So
some had a little push or words or something, but they offset. So Boomers are going to take over right there at their own 34-yard line.
Bit of a rough spot. I thought he got a little closer to that 40, but maybe that D was down in a spot where we couldn't quite see it. So, as you mentioned, the Boomers are going to set up 1st and 10, their own 34, 10:37 left to go in this first half. Trying to find some offensive momentum. They need a score here. They trail 21-0. It's going to be Pope back in the gun. It's going to have some split receivers. Now motion goes Weibel. Snap to Pope. Inside handoff to Nash Hunter. Nash Hunter is going to go nowhere quick. It's drug down well behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to back him up about 2 yards to that 32-yard line. Also up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, that's that counter play or trap that you see us run a lot against Hunter or with Hunter, and Lawton Ike had that well scouted and knew where they had to be whenever Nash took that one.
This is going to be 2nd and 12 now. Ball on the 32. We're take their time here to get out of hole. Pope's going to be back in the gun. Nash Hunter flanking him over there on the right side. Trips to the right, single to the left. It's layered up top over there to the left. Now roll out here by Pope to the right side. He's looking to pass. Has a stop. Fire goes over the middle. Looking for a man. And it's through the hands. Incomplete. Well covered by Lawton Ike, the intended receiver there. He was in between 3 Eagles and still, despite the tough coverage, had a chance at it.
Yeah, he did. He had one over the top. He was bracketed with one over the top, one underneath. And then that corner from the far side didn't have anybody in coverage, so he kind of helped out. But with all of that, Cash had an opportunity maybe to make – it would have taken an outstanding play, but it's just a long incompletion.
So it sets up 3rd and 12 now for the Boomers here. Ball on their own 32. Pope's going to be in the gun, flanked by Hunter. Trips over there to the left side. Pope's going to roll out to the left side. He's going to fire. Floats one deep. Maybe has a man. And it's caught. It is caught. I believe that's Cash Shipley. It is coming up with a catch over there on the far side. What a catch. Kind of a floated ball. You thought that might get broken up, but Cash Shipley, the freshman, with the concentration for a big first down for the Boomers.
Yeah, a 29-yard gain. He had to go up high. He had to go up and high point it, and he had good coverage, and he just had to go over the top and take that one away. Great job by the freshman to come up with the completion.
So ball on the Lawton Ike 39 now. Boomers in territory there, trying to make a drive. Pope's going to be back in the gun, 1st and 10 here. And, we got some movement there for Lawton Eisenhower. That should be 5 more yards and set up a short 1st and 5 now for the Boomers.
And offsides.
So Boomers kind of giving Eisenhower their own medicine a bit with that hard count run.
Well, and then here we go. We've got to finish a drive, especially, it's hurt us the last couple of weeks. Get down inside, inside the other team's territory. Right now we're at the 34-yard line. Last time we got down inside the 10 and through the pick. You got to finish a drive right here and get some points on the board.
Ball now on the 34 in Lawton Eisenhower territory. Pope's back in the gun, flanked by Nash Hunter. Smiths goes in motion in front of the formation. Snap taken, handoff inside to Nash. He's got a little bit of a hole, dragging a couple Lawton Eisenhower Eagles, and he's going to have a solid little 4-yard run right there and get right to that 30-yard line is where they're going to mark it and set up a 2nd and 1.
Yeah, I thought they gave him a bad spot on that.
A little bit, yeah.
I thought it was another yard past that, which would have been a 1st down. But that's the kind of run that we're used to seeing from Nash. That time he was able to go one-on-one with the near side linebacker, and he was able to pick up 3 yards after contact. Earlier they had 3 guys on him when he took the ball. That time when you get Nash one-on-one, generally he's going to win that battle. And
drag a couple for good measure as well. So 2nd and 1 now here for the Boomers. Pope's back in that gun. Trips over there to the left side, single to the right. In motion goes Smiths. Handoff inside Nash Hunter, and he's going to be plugged in the backfield. Looks like Kingston Tito got there very quickly. And we got a late flag. This might be on Eisenhower.
Yeah.
I saw an extra instead of 3rd and about 3. This might be a 1st down for the Boomers.
Yeah, it was a little extra shove and a little bit of jawing going on there afterwards. And again, we can't see the numbers out there, but I think that might be number 25, Kyrese Collins.
Could be. They do on top of the numbers, they do shift out a lot of kind of defensive guys. So you got your stars, but you're going to see some youngins in there, and that definitely costs them. It's going to move Woodward up now to the 17-yard line. So the Boomers going to be in red zone territory here inside the 20.
That was a tackle for a loss. Would have been 3rd and 14. Now the Boomers have 1st down inside the 20.
So Pope back in the gun here. Got a couple of receivers split. Nash Hunter flanking Pope on the left side. Now Smiths goes in motion across the formation. Pope back to pass. He's looking. It's going to be another screenplay. They got Nash Hunter. Got a lead blocker or two. Gets up to the 10. Gets to the 5. Throws off a guy. Still bowled over. And gets into the end zone. Wait, let's see. They haven't signaled it yet. Oh, you're kidding me. They're going to mark him.
They're going to say his knee was down, maybe.
They're going to say they did not signal touchdown. They're going to say they gave him a touchdown. Never mind.
There you go.
Okay, I'm about to say, do not tell me they marked him at that 1.
Yeah,
what a play by Nash Hunter, just bowled over a few Lawton defenders.
That's a typical Nash Hunter run right there. Ran through one player, threw another one off as he came in and tried to tackle high, and then just got his shoulder pad square and low and drove 3 guys into the end zone.
A lot of strength in that young man for sure. Pinkered on for the extra point here. Ball is down, kick is up, and that one's going to hit the roof back there, and it will be good. And the Boomers find an answer finally. They now trail 21-7, 7:30 left to go in this first half. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
When your family looks up to you, come like a hero. With the new Ridgeland XI Sometimes One Less than Small Less Performance Round Grip, you can truly be a hero for many years to come. From October 4th through December 13th, get $70 on the purchase of 4 Michelin tires. They'll never ever have superpowers. When it comes to Michelin winter shifting, trust the experts at Highlands Tire. Certain conditions apply. Visit your dealer or Michelin.ca for details.
And welcome back here to Lawton. Ron Seller and Tyler Reed with you as the Boomers finally get on the board here. 7:30 left to go in this first half. They still trail 21-7. Ron, signs of life in that offense. A big drive right there to be able to answer finally. And, of course, got a couple penalties from Lawton Ike to help that. But, hey, that's what you want to see.
That first drive, 3 and out, and it didn't take long. But the last 2 drives, they've shown that they can move the ball against this Eagle defense. And that time they took the ball all the way downfield, 66 yards, and got into the end zone. They were helped with a penalty, but the offense looked a little bit crisper and a little bit quicker on that drive than they did early.
Also had a big catch on that drive from Cash Shipley, the young freshman, on that 3rd and long. Daniel Pinker now on here for the kickoff. Takes a jog up to it, puts a bit of a sky kick into it. It's going to fall at the 20 right there, picked up or caught by an Eagle. He's got a little bit of some room cross field, gets up to the 30, gets up to the 35, and is finally drugged down. Looks like at the 36 is where they'll mark him. So Lawton Eisenhower are going to sit up at their own 36 to begin this drive. And the Boomers got to try to find an answer defensively. Lawton so far 3 for 3 in terms of drives and touchdowns.
Yeah, and, we've got to shut them. We've got to get them off the field, shut them down. Good tackle made on the near side by Kason Boren on that return. But Lawton Ike will start out at their own 37-yard line.
They gave him an extra yard right there at the end. So, own 37 now for Lawton Ike as they set up shop here. Trotchy back in the gun there. Walden with them. A couple of split receivers over to the right side. They're going to fake the little bubble. Trotchy's going to try to take himself, and he's wrapped up. Oh, we got a flag coming in. I think a Boomer got a hold of the face mask, made a good play, but a lot of flags raining down on that tackle, and unfortunately, this is probably going against the Boomers.
Well, L.J. Mason got in there and hit him behind the line of scrimmage, and Walton just started spinning and moving and jumping and spinning, and I think we got a face mask.
That's what it is. Tough break there for the Boomers. It looked like it was a well-scouting run, but like I said, just a little bit of some awkward contact when they came together resulted in that face mask.
Well, and that result is a first down all the way out at the 50-yard line, so those are the mistakes that you. Now that was not really a mistake. You're just playing hard right there.
Right.
Trying to bring a guy down. He's doing everything he can to get away, and somebody just got a hold of the face mask.
So Trotchy on first down here for the Eagles. Back in the gun. He's going to roll out to the right side. Looking. He's going to fire into a crowd. He's got a man though. It's caught up to about the 41-yard line, maybe the 40s will mark him. It's going to be right at those sticks. Couldn't quite see who the receiver was.
Well, if they mark it where he's standing, that's going to be a first down.
Looks like that was Brian Crichton. And they will, as you said, give him that first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles now at the Boomer 40. Trotchy going to be back in the gun yet again, flanked by Walden. A couple split receivers each side. Two kind of stacked over there on that far side. Now Walden's going to flip and be flanking on the left side. Trotchy going to fire quick now. He's got a man right there. It's McClellan again. McClellan's got it. He's up to about the 32, and a good open field tackle by Parker Schmitz. He's going to corral him down at about the 30, and we've got a flag that came in on that play as well.
Pass was good for 10. We'll see. They're going to be right there close to another first down, and I haven't seen a signal.
Yeah, they're kind of checking. They're discussing. I'm trying to see here.
Referee's trying to figure out which official threw the flag. I think it was the linesman on the near side.
Legal man downfield?
Yep, a little illegal man downfield, so that's going to back him up from the original spot.
Should be a replay down as well. So now they're going to be back 1st and 15 here from the Boomer 45 instead of the Boomer 40. So good break there for the Boomers. Instead of up to the 30, you're back at that 45. Essentially a net loss of, 15, I guess you could say in that sense.
Because that was close. Probably would have been another first down from where they had the ball marked.
So it's going to be 1st and 15 for Trotchy now in the Eagles. He's going to have a couple split receivers each side. Walden going to be flanking him on the right side. Handoff inside to Walden now. Walden being patient, finds a little bit of a hole, breaks out of a tackle or two, gets up to the 40. Now the 35, leaps over a man. Finally gets drugged down at the 30, and my goodness, what a patient run from Trayvon Walden. And I think he got that first down.
Yeah, all the way down to the, 19-yard line, 29-yard line. That's a gain of 16. They needed 15.
So 1st and 10 now for the Eagles. Quick snap, handoff inside to Walden again, makes a couple juke moves. He's going to power through and get up to about the 22-yard line is where they'll mark it here. Another good game for Trayvon Walden. And Ron, you give him a couple lead blocks and he gets downhill. He is tough to corral.
Yeah, he gets in space. He does a lot of side-by-side movement. They're trying to get the play off quickly, and we got a timeout called by the Boomers.
Well, we'll go ahead and keep it right here because I believe we've exhausted both of our timeouts here in the quarter. And I mean, Ron, we've seen this now in the first 3 drives where it's just been kind of tempo from Eisenhower and a couple of big plays. The Boomers defense a bit on their heel for, most of this first half. How do you adjust on that and try to figure out a way to slow this Eisenhower attack down?
Well, like I said earlier, you got to play football, but you just got to you've got to decide that you're going to attack. This is a a really, really good Lawton Eisenhower offense. We knew that coming in. We knew that Walton was the type of player he is. We knew that Troshty made good decisions, and we knew that those interior three on the offensive line were big, fast, and athletic. So, you know, you can't sit back and let something happen. You're going to have to attack and try to make something happen. See if you can mess up the timing of that defense or that offense a little bit.
Boomers have made some good stands in the red zone so far this season. They're going to have to come up here with another one as Lawton Ike is threatening it. They're at that 22 with the 2nd and 2. Trotchy's going to be back at the gun, split receivers both sides. Walton flanking him on the left. Man in motion out across the formation. They'll flip pass it to him here. He's going to cut up field, get across the 20, and fight forward to about the 15. See where they mark it. They're going to mark him at the 16. It is enough for the first down. So Lawton Eisenhower going to be in the Boomer red zone now. And on that was Zaire Walton. So the brother, as you mentioned, making a play to get Eisenhower up into the red zone. Quickly now, Trotchy is to the line, split receivers. Walton flank him there on that left side. Or maybe he gives a call over to Zaire Walton, who's the inside receiver on the right side. Another hard count. This time the Boomers don't fall for it. So now there's a check over there to the sideline for Trotchy. Got 7 on the play clock, now 6, now 5. 3. They get snap off finally. Inside handoff to Walton. There he's got a block. He's up to the 5, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Made one quick move right there and broke it again. Oh, we got a flag. Hold on here. And it's a quick hold call. So
Nash Hunter was taken to the ground on the near side. That was Brandon Reedus, 285-pound junior. Nash had him beat. He just had to grab a hold and take him to the ground, or he would have made the play there. So we got a hold and back him up 10 yards, take the touchdown off the board, and give the Boomers another opportunity.
Yeah, big one right there. I mean, of course, it makes sense now why Walton had so much space, right? I mean, if you got a man held, of course he's going to have a lot of space.
Yeah, and he makes a lot of space on his own, too. He's an outstanding running back.
So now Lawton Ike going to be back at their Boomer 27 here for 1st and 20. 5:05 to go in this first half. They lead 21-7. Trotchy back to pass. He's going to fire one over the middle. Maybe has a man, and it is caught down the middle for a touchdown. That is Zaire Walton over the middle. Got into a bit of a soft spot. Trotchy laid it in there yet again. And Lawton Eisenhower now goes 4 for 4 on their first offensive possessions.
Yeah, they're just athletic. Just everybody that's out there on the field is athletic, and that time Walton was able to break open across the middle on the post route, get a step, and Troshty, boy, perfect pass, just laid it over the shoulder into the end zone.
Danielson on for the extra point here for the Eagles. Ball is down, kick is up. This one a bit low, but it is good. And Lawton Eisenhower will lead now 28-7 over the Woodward Boomers. 5 minutes to go exactly in this first half. And I guess, Ron, now for the Boomers, your offense got to answer again, and you just go into halftime and try to figure out some of those defensive adjustments. You said it, Lawton Eisenhower really flexing athleticism and just being able to hit multiple targets all over the field.
Well, you know, and this is a lot like that Guthrie team. Lawton Ike has had this year circled for a couple of years ever since new coach came in. And they knew that they had some athletes, and they just had to get that system in, which they've worked on the last couple of years. And then with these outstanding athletes that they got here, you know, they knew if they're going to make something happen, this was probably going to be the year it happened with Troshty and Walton leading them in the offense in the backfield.
So with that, the Boomers coming on to receive this kick here, trying to continue that momentum from last drive offensively. Still going with that middle return as Emery is going to be lined up deep here, about to his own 5-yard step inside of that. Danielson going to be on to kick this one off for the Eagles. Still, he had a beautiful night here. Lawton sun has completely set. We are dark and tips about right. Now the kick by Danielson, bit of a sky kick, a short one. It's going to go over there to 30. It's a live ball, and a Boomer falls on it. Looks like at the 34, maybe 33. Heads-up play. Couldn't see who that was. That was Bradley Holloway coming up with that one. Heads up right there, realizing, hey, that was a live ball. I got to get on that. Lawton Eisenhower trying to pull kind of a sneak on him a bit.
Yeah, a little deep onside. You know, Emory's had some pretty good returns against him, so why not try something else? Find the dead spot in the field, deep onside. Holloway had to come up and make a really, really good athletic play to get on top of that one.
They gave him the 34, so that's where the Boomers are going to start their drive here at their own 34. 5 minutes on the clock to try to get one in here before the half. Pope's going to be back in the pistol. Emory behind him. Couple split receivers over there to the right side, one over to the left. Smith's in motion now. They hand off to Emory inside. He tries to fight forward, only gets back to the line of scrimmage, Joe. That defensive line, Kingston Tito, that sophomore, yet again making another play for the Lawton Eisenhower Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, he's only a sophomore. He's 6'2", 225. We talked about how athletic they are. And you watch those guys walk out on the field for the coin flip, and you can just tell, the guys are athletic. They want to get out there and play ball. Tito, a big sophomore, is playing a really, really good game defensively.
Pope in the pistol now, split receivers. They're going to toss sweep it out there to Emory over on the left side. Gets a little bit of a hole, gets tripped up, though. Gets across the 35, almost up to the, looks like they're going to mark him at the 38. So, solid little gain there on second down. Gets back some yards and sets up a bit of a third manageable here for the Boomers.
Right. And that time, Tito pinched down inside, shot through the C gap, and Emory was able to get outside and had 3 or 4 yards before he ever had to make any contact with the corner. So picked up some decent yardage and now sets up a 3rd and medium for the Boomers.
3rd and 6 to be exact for the Boomers here. Pope's going to be back in the gun. It's in motion across the formation. Snap taken, fake handoff. Pope's going to roll out to the right side, looking to pass. He's going to fire, and pass is a bit too high, incomplete. He was looking for Zane Weibel right there, who had some tight coverage on. Would have been about the 45, which would have been enough for the first down, but pass just a tad high.
Yeah, and again, Pope had 2 guys in his face almost immediately. He's, running for his life back there, trying to find a pass out here. Made a pretty good throw, just not able to get the completion. And now the Boomers are going to have another 3 and out as they have to punt.
So 4th and 6 for the Boomers. The ball on their own 33 here. Daniel Pinkert on for this punt. Got about 3:40 left here in this first half as the Boomers trail 28-7. Pinkert will take snap, puts a boot into this one. Bit of a roller, and it's going to take a good Boomer bounce. Gets inside the 30, rolls inside the 25, and finally is going to be stopped dead right about that 23-yard line, and that's where Lawton Eisenhower will take over as they've got 3:28 to work with here left in the half.
Well, you're going to have to come up and make a stop. I mean, Lawton scored on every possession that they've had so far in the ball game. You've got to get a stop. We talked about the high power. They're averaging about 28 points a ball game. But,
I think they're at 40 after playing Guyman and Western Heights.
Well, yeah. They scored 41 against McGinnis in a losing effort, 57-41. So they've got an offense. They have had a tendency to give up some points throughout the year, but right now they've held the Boomers to 7.
Trotchy back to pass here on first down. Stepping up, he's going to throw another one out there. He's got a man deep, and it's through his hands, incomplete on that far sideline. It was Ayer Walden again, who had gotten a step down the sideline and couldn't quite come up with it.
Yeah, he had a couple of steps, and again, that's a big strike, and that's just get out there and outrun him. That's all it is. That's a fly route on the outside down the sideline, and Walton's got good speed. They just try to get him behind the defenders, and that's what he did there.
We talk a lot about Trayvon, but Zaire is sitting at 5'10", 165 as a junior himself, so definitely not slouch, and I would argue a good frame for that 165.
Oh, yeah.
Trotchy on 2nd and 10 now, back in the gun. The handoff inside this time, Trayvon Walton. He'll make a bit of a move, get across the 25, and get up to about the 28-yard line there on 2nd down, and a decent gain sits up at 3rd and 5 for Lawton Eisenhower.
Yeah, 3rd and 5. Boomers need a big stop here. We wind down toward 3 minutes to go in the half. If the Boomers can force Lawton into a punt right here, they're going to have another opportunity right before halftime.
The Boomers will receive after half, so it could be a swing. Trotchy now, handoff inside to Walden. The flag comes down, but Walden has passed the first down marker on the inside, gets up to the 36-yard line. Do mention, though, there's a flag down early, so this might be coming back.
Looked like number 7, Corey McClellan, was in motion or false start on the near side. We'll see what the official calls here.
And
yeah,
you're dead on there, Ron, for sure. That's that coach's eye, folks.
Yeah, there you go.
So instead of a first down for Lawton Eisenhower now, set up 3rd and 10, 3rd and long. Not a spot they want to be in, but the Boomers, of course, Ron, got to be head on swivel. We've seen Lawton convert in this game on some of these situations.
Well, and Walton picked up 8 yards on that. Would have been a first down. So big break for the Boomers. Now it's 3rd and 10. And, you know, that 7 yards or 8 yards now won't get you a first down. So we'll see what they come up with here.
They are not afraid to pass it. We know that. So I'd be expecting Trotty to maybe look for something. Ball's going to be on the 23. Lawton Eisenhower 23 here. Got 2:30 and counting left to go in this first half. Lawton Eisenhower leads 28-7 over the Boomers. Trotty going to drop back to pass. He's looking. They're going to go for a little bit of a screenplay. Covered out, though. There, Paul Sullivan. He can't quite make the tackle. Walton's got some space up to the 40, 45. And now he is drugged down finally by Taylor Laird up there to the 47-yard line. That is going to be the first down. And, boy, tough break there for the Boomers, Ron. Paul Sullivan read the screen. Just couldn't quite come up with enough to make the tackle.
Well, Walton is shifty enough. Paul was able to get a hold of him with those arms. But, again, you can't arm tackle a guy like Trayvon Walton. And he was able to power his way through that and ends up picking up the first down all the way down near the 50.
Lawton Eisenhower with their ball on their own 47. Drop back to passes Trotty. He's going to look. He's going to fire a deep shot. Got a man and caught. Up to the 5. Oh, ball loose. Ball loose as he's going into his zone. Picked up by Taylor Laird. Laird's going to return it out to the 4-yard line. They're going to spot him at that 4. Oh, my. Big turnover for Lawton Ike. That was going to be a touchdown. And instead, it is now turned back over.
First turnover of the ball game for the Eagles. And a big break. You know, if Taylor nailed
catch, but lost it right in the end zone. Boy, like that's tough to have that awareness on the fly, though, if you're telling to not scoop and then try to run, instead take that D.
And you're trying to make something happen.
Right.
So.
Either way, though, the Boomers take over at their 4 after getting a big break and a big stop. Got a 2-yard gain right there.
Doesn't look. Yeah, we do. No, have a timeout.
Got a time. Now let's open it up a bit.
You're safe and hold on to the ball and get what you can get. You know, he got a yard line, so now, you know, second 8. You know, you're still down inside your 10, so you kind of look at the same thing here. You know, find a safe play, one that you're not really going to put the ball on the carpet.
So Post can be in the pistol. Smith's in motion across the formation, 2nd and 8. Little flip out to Emery here for the right side. He's going to be tackled down. Oh, he's tackled in his own end zone for the safety. They got to him real quick back there. And that is a big play for Lawton Ike. Denzel Emery, as soon as he got that toss, just nowhere to go. Tried to outrun somebody to the edge, but couldn't quite do it.
Right. Darius Coppage got back there from his defensive end position. Almost on the sweep. Quick toss to Emery. He had no chance to get out of the end zone right there with Coppage on top of him. You know, Denzel's at 165. Coppage, a senior, at 240, and didn't really have a chance. I mean, he just taken down in the end zone, and that adds 2 points to the Lawton Ike total.
So 30-7 now. Lawton Eisenhower leads with 1:29 left to go in the half, and the tough part here for the Boomers as well. Lawton Eisenhower going to get the ball back and have to work with.
And the way that their offense has played tonight, it wouldn't surprise me to see them try to take this last minute and a half and maybe try to put something into the end zone. We'll see.
Well, and something that, kind of talking with some of the Lawton Ike members, if you will, some of their coaches and whatnot for the game, they feel like they've had problems kind of when they jump out into these leads, not closing. So they're, to your point, it would not surprise us if they're going to try to say, okay, hey, let's take a deep shot or two and add to that total here before the half. So Daniel Pinkard, because of the safety, is going to be kicking off now from his own 20 here for the Boomers. Eisenhower kind of a slanted formation for this return. Oh, it's an onside attempt by Pinkard, and he's going to do the 10-yard drop, and I think he got it. I think he executed it perfectly. Let's see. He ran with. He did that kick where you kick it, you run with it.
Run with it all the way.
And it looks like we got a ref. We had one ref signal Eisenhower, the other signal Boomers.
Well, the ball went 10
and it is going to be the Boomers' ball. So an onside kick right there after the safety, perfectly executed by Daniel Pinkard. And boy, that's a big one.
It really is a big one. and that's something that can give you a little bit of momentum. You know, something good happens to you, and now they're going to take the ball at their own 30-yard line with a minute and a half to go. That's something that you don't expect from that position.
Once again, the Boomers giving Eisenhower a bit of their own medicine as they tried that kind of deep onside on us a couple kickoffs ago. So now the Boomers will take over from their own 30, minute 29, 2 timeouts to work with here. It's going to be Pope back in the gun, 1st and 10. Trips receivers over to the right, 1 to the left. Emery flanking Pope on the right. Snap, fake handoff. Pope's going to roll out. He's going to throw a quick pass. Ooh, almost picked off. It was intended out there for Parker Smith, but Pope let him just a bit too far, and the defender there, I believe that was Crenton on the coverage, couldn't quite come up with the pick.
Yeah, he was able to get up there and read the quarterback's eyes and get his hands on the ball, but good aggressive play by the Boomers. Not able to complete the pass, and you know, now it only took 4 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, kind of a situation, and I'm sure you've had to manage this sometimes as a coach. When you're trying to take these shots, you don't want to put yourself in a spot where you're giving the ball back with little time taken off the clock to your opponent.
Right, but, you know, at this point, you've got to make something happen. We're going to have timeout Boomers. They're down. They'll have one more. I believe it's Boomers.
Yeah, it was. Coach Lawton wanted to talk about some things. Wasn't quite happy with, I think, what was called over there, but either way, yeah, to your point, you do have to take shots. I mean, I guess that's kind of the trade-off of the risk, right, to say, well, hey, we gotta take our shots. If it doesn't take off a lot of time on the clock, it's just part of dealing with going for that play.
Right. Well, again, you've got a big play that goes your way, and not necessarily a quick change because it wasn't a fumble or an interception, but you got a big play that goes your way where you recover the onside kick. And so now you've got an opportunity maybe to make something happen before halftime. So you're going to have to be a little risky. You're going to have to take a couple of chances. You don't want to do something that's going to give Lawton an opportunity to put more points on the board before halftime. That's why they ran the safe out route over here on the near side. So we'll see what the Boomers come with here now. So they got 4 receivers.
See if we can find maybe Taylor Laird to get something over the top. He just hadn't quite been able to be open. It's going to be Pope back in the gun. Got 3 receivers over to the left, 1 to the right. That's Laird here on the near side single. In motion now goes Cheap. Cheap's going to take it, and he's going to look for the pass. He got pressure. He's going to chuck this up as he's getting hit. Going to Laird to the far side. Laird makes the catch, but he is out of bounds, so it'll be incomplete. Heck of a catch from Taylor Laird. Sam Cheap took a shot to be able to throw that one.
Taylor gets up kind of gingerly and is jogging over towards the sideline. I think he landed on the ball on the near side.
Yeah, kind of a breath knocker.
Yeah, knocked the breath out of him a little bit. They did a good job. They have Taylor in isolation on the near side, man-to-man, over on the near side with the senior Khalil Ferguson. And Taylor, made a heck of a catch. The ball was just a little bit wide because, again, Cheap is kind of running with 2 guys hot on his trail.
Yeah, and good on him to get that off, feeling that pressure as well.
Timeout.
And now we got a timeout. Let's see if the Boomers. This is the Boomers, so they burned their last timeout right there. Minute 18 left to go in the half. You're still sitting at your own 30 at 3rd and 10. Now that's 2 timeouts you've taken with the clock not running, trying to kind of figure out what you want to do. I mean, you could tell, Ron, we talked about they're trying to take their shots, but right now that Eisenhower secondary coming up big on a lot of that coverage.
Yeah, they are. And, you've got to play within yourself. Think outside the box, but play within yourself. Don't try to do things that you can't do. And, so find a couple of plays in there that you can, and teams, you work every day on 2-minute offense,
right,
and plays that you're going to run with no time, with no timeouts on the clock, and things like that. So that's what the Boomers are going to have to do right now, kind of get into that semblance of that 2-minute offense, work the outside, see if they can stop the clock and march the ball down the field.
It's going to be Pope in the gun here on 3rd and 10. Split receivers each side. Emery in the backfield with Pope. He's going to go ahead and try to run it himself here. Boy, Emery got blown up, but Pope is going to be able to get this up to about the 40 and fight forward to the 41. That should be enough for the first down. My goodness, hats off to Denzel Emery for essentially sacrificing himself for that big block.
That gives you a first down. Stop the clock momentarily until the chains are set. Boomers don't seem to be in any hurry. You want to get up quick to the line after the clock starts and run that play, but the Boomers are huddled up 10 yards deep and don't seem to have any sense of urgency right here to get off a play.
Well, with no timeouts and them getting the ball back after the half, maybe that's just, hey, they're trying to take it into the half and see what you can do there. Pope in the pistol. In motion goes wide. We'll hand off inside now to Denzel Emery. Boy, another collision right there at the line of scrimmage. Lawton Eisenhower is, you mentioned it, aggressive and coming downhill at all times.
Yeah, he's going to get tired of running into Payworthy right there in the middle of the line of scrimmage. And guys put together at 240, and Denzel just lowered his pads and his helmet and ran right smack into him and picked up 0.
I mean, the thing for Denzel, though, is despite the size, he runs as if he's a bigger guy. Tries to channel the dash hunter, if you will. 14 seconds now. The Boomers going to have to get this last play off here before the half on 2nd and 10 as the play clock just a second ahead. In motion goes Smits. They hand off inside to Emery. Emery met the backfield again by Kingston Tito and a host of Eagles, and that's going to do it there for the first half. As Woodward's going to go into halftime, trailing Lawton Eisenhower 37. We got a late flag as well, but that might have to be applied, I guess.
That'll be applied on the kickoff, unless it's a defensive penalty. Yep, they're going to have to bring him back. It's a defensive penalty.
Okay, hold on here. So
we'll have one untimed play. We'll see what the call is. If they're waving the players back on the field, that will be a defensive penalty, and we'll get one untimed play going in.
And I imagine the yardage, too, probably going to get the Boomers up to, about the 50 here, I would think?
They're going to be close. Let's see what they do.
So halftime, not yet. Not yet here. A little premature. I think a bit of the Eagles
they're going to defensive holding. The Boomers decline the penalty. They'll go to the locker room, see if they can regroup.
So there you go. That is the first half. Lawton Eisenhower leads over the Woodward Boomers 30-7 here. This is Boomer Football on Z92. squad here at half, knowing this is a game that, for all intents and purposes, is as close to must-win, at least right now, as you could get here in this pivotal district matchup.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, you look ahead to the schedule, and you got to win 3 of these last 4 ball games. But, you know, it's just one of those things. You got to come out and play, and you got to play mad. I mean, you know, there's no two ways about it. You got to play well. You know, like I said earlier, but you got to come out. You've just got to come out with a little bit of attitude, you know, and get your head up and come play hard, and you know, see if you can make it go.
Yeah, and I mean, to that point too, we've seen this team, whether it be, you know, in the third quarter start things. I mean, no matter the situation, generally they're not one to kind of put their heads down, right? I mean, we've seen that time and time again. That fight is there. It's really, can you execute, like we've been talking about, kind of to be able to find those adjustments at halftime. And a lot of teams, you know, against the Lawton Eisenhower squad, has kind of failed to do that. I mean, obviously McGinnis got in a track meet with them and won. We've seen, you know, Lawton Matt kind of do that and things of that nature. But to your point about the physicality, right? I mean, there hasn't been a lot of teams yet for the Lawton Eisenhower squad that said, hey, we're going to come out and just try to hit you in the mouth as a whole. It's been more of the, hey, we're going to match what you're doing and do it better. So maybe that's kind of the opportunity for the Boomers to take advantage right there, is come out, like I said, with a bit more swagger and just try to play a bit nasty.
Well, a big game, you know, against McGinnis. Michael Taffy had 6 touchdowns against these guys.
Yeah.
And they got a pretty good defense.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, you look down there on the field, and they've got, you know, 65 or 70 guys out here on this team. And you know, with the Boomers, you're looking at somewhere 45 to 50. You got a lot of guys that got to play both ways. And you know, maybe I'll call some people out right here. We got probably 15 guys walking the hallways that ought to be playing football.
Yeah,
and they're not.
Hey,
and
Coach Luchin has been doing his best. The staff's been doing the best to be able to get some of those guys out. And, you know, I spoke to Coach Luchin after the coach show a couple weeks ago. He still feels like there's a couple guys out there, to your point, that could come and contribute right away for the squad right now. I
mean, make an impact immediately.
Yeah.
And, you know, but, you know, we can always talk about it, what if, but, you know, that doesn't carry any weight. So you got to do what you got to do with who you've got. And, you know, the Boomers play hard. They come in prepared. You know, coaches work hard all week long. I know they spend a lot of time watching film and putting together a game plan, and they put together a really good game plan. And, you know, basically, and you know, 2 years ago when this redistricting thing happened, it happened really weird because you had to wait on those Oklahoma City schools that were combined. You know, Oklahoma City, Douglas, Class and SAS, those schools all combined. So we had to wait until the first 9 weeks was over, until after October 1st, when they did the first count to redistrict those things. If we would have done it when we normally do it at the end of year school counts, we would have been 4A.
You would have been 4A, yeah.
And since we had to wait till October, always at the beginning of the year, we have more students, and we were right behind Salisaw. And, you know, we were at 704. Salisaw was at, we were at 698. Salisaw's at 704. All of a sudden, the numbers come out. We're at 707, and Salisaw's at like 682.
Yeah.
And we get punched back into 5A. And you know, we're playing a 5A schedule as a 4A team, basically. Now, next year, when we drop back down to 4A, get into that schedule, you know, I don't know what's better. You go from Carl Albert, McGinnis, and Guthrie to Clinton, Weatherford, and, you know, so, you know, but still, it'll be a little bit better for us as a team to be playing against the competition that we should be playing against in Class 4A. I'm not saying that 4A2 is going to be any better than 5A2,
right?
Because you know, there's some good ball clubs going to be in that district. So, you know, but again, and we're talking about next year, and next year doesn't matter.
Right,
you know?
task at hand, yeah, for sure.
We got to take care of business tonight. Take that kickoff of the second half, see what we can put together, because we've shown that we can move the ball against them. You got to finish those drives, get downfield, don't make mistakes.
Well, I got about 30 seconds here on the clock as the both teams kind of finishing up their warm-up stretches to begin the second half. Once again, though, got to shout out some of that crowd that has come from Woodward, made that 3-hour drive down here to Lawton to support the Boomers. Love to see that. I mean, for a road trip like this, that is bringing some solid numbers. The band, of course, doing as they do. Daisy Crockett leading the way there and really trying to provide that pep in the step, if you will, for the Boomers, even on the road here. So,
yeah. Well, you know, it was almost a 3-hour trip for me, and I didn't stop. So, you know, and I was following Mr. Reynolds, so we got here pretty quick.
Wait, you telling on Mr. Reynolds there driving a bit? Oh,
yes,
boy.
I am. But you know, these guys made a long trip down here and to support this team, and the Boomer fans have always supported their team well, and all of that. And I can tell you this: it's been my first trip to Lawton for a long time. Tonight, I'm gonna be aware driving back because Sasquatch may be out there somewhere.
We do go through some of those parts out there because you go by way of Weatherford and whatnot. And it is a lot of farmland, a lot of opportunities, as you mentioned, maybe for a good Sasquatch sighting. Apparently, that's been back on the rise, I guess, across the right before the pandemic. There's a big rise in cryptid sightings again. So I don't know. I mean, hey, hopefully be safe out there on the way back.
I haven't seen him, so I hope the big guy's okay.
He's got to be what, 125, 150 years old at this point. All right. Well, both teams are to their sideline here, getting ready to get this one back underway in the second half. Lawton Eisenhower leading 30-7 over your Woodward Boomers. Woodward will receive. Start this half. I guess the one thing you got to watch, we saw Lawton Eisenhower do a bit of that kind of, what do you want to say, surprise deep onside, if you will,
right.
Kind of found a spot. Big thing here, too, it's backed up to the 25 because that defensive hold right before the end of the half, so the Boomers applied that. So Danielson for Eisenhower is going to have to kick off here from his own 25. That's going to put... Now they're going to go with a bit of a split out there. As you got Denzel Emery on the far side, standing at the 30, about 1, and Taylor Laird over here on the near side, a little bit further up.
Well, you've closed up some of those soft spots in the alignment on where they had that deep onside a little bit ago.
So Danielson gets the signal up to the ball. This is going to be a squib, kind of a punch. It's going to go to Taylor Laird. He's going to fill it 35, get up to the 40. Now 45-50. He's got a hole. 40, 35-30. He might go. Beats Danielson to the edge, tiptoes. Touchdown, Boomers on the kick return. My goodness, Taylor Laird found the hole, and he was off in a flash.
Oh, yeah. He got the ball at about the 29-yard line. And you heard Coach Lawton talk about it. Coach Watley and that special teams have been working really, really hard this week. And we've seen that middle return work really well with Denzel earlier. That time, Talon got up in the middle. He hit the gap hard, going full speed, made one cut to the outside, and was down the sidelines into the end zone for the score. You can't start off any better than that.
Cannot for sure. Daniel Pinkard on here for the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up, bit low, but he got it through there at the uprights and good. We'll go ahead and keep it right here since the half just started. I don't know if we take a break after that excitement. My goodness, that is, I think we're up to, 4 return touchdowns now between kick and punt on the year. Taylor Laird has 3 of those.
3 of those. Denzel has 1, but yeah, it was just a great job by those special teams up the middle. And, we have a dedicated special teams coach, and Coach Watley, he's our special teams coordinator. They work hard on that every day in practice, and back within 16.
Well, and we talked about giving up some of the big plays. You've got to have some big plays better than that to start a half. I mean, my goodness, that was 6 foot, continuing to fill out his frame, a multi-sport athlete, just showing the flashes right there of why, as you mentioned at the beginning of the season, this guy's kind of rising up in the ranks, if you will, getting some looks from some different programs out there.
Vite Magazine rated him as one of the top 10 receivers in the state, got good speed. And as he continues to fill out that frame, it's going to get even better without losing a lot of that speed. So, he's one of the big play guys for the Boomers, and we talk about getting the ball in the hands of our playmakers, and he's one of those.
It looks like Walden and Crenton standing back deep for the Eagles here. Pinkard is on for his kickoff, lined up a bit different. He is going to boot this one deep, though. Bit of an end over here. Go carry, fielded by McClellan, actually, at the goal line. He's going to return it out to the 20. Now it shakes the tackle, gets up 25, 30, 35, and he is taken out of bounds finally. looks like at the 36-yard line. So Lawton Eisenhower responds with a decent return of their own after the Boomer kick return touchdown.
Yeah, they've got people all over the field that can make plays. And there was another one as he broke to the outside and shook off a couple of tackles again. So, a decent return, but now the Boomers kind of have got to be feeling pretty good about themselves right here. See if that transfers over to the defense, gets a little bit of momentum and confidence on their side to shut down this Lawton offense.
Boomers defense trying to come up with stop. They did. There was a turnover, of course, by Lawton as they were about to score a touchdown there in that first half. So let's see if they come up with something here. 1st and 10 for Trotsky and the Eagles. It's going to be in the gun. Split receivers out to the right. Fake the handoff. Now a little bubble screen out there. To it looks like Critten's got some space up to the 45. Now 50 makes a move. It's McClellan up to the 50. Now he's finally thrown down by Bradley Holloway, but that is going to be a first down. It looks like they're going to spot him out at the 51. So from the 36 to the 51, about 15-yard gain of first down.
Pass completion of 14 yards. And, there again, you saw one of those players that is just hard to bring down in the open field.
McClellan standing over 6 foot, about 140 pounds. Got some shiftiness to him. Trotsky now takes snap again. This time they will go to Crittenton over on the near side with the same type of screen. He'll get up and race to the 40, inside the 40 to the 39. Another first down for the Eagles. We got a late flag that just came in over here on the Eagles sideline. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see what this flag is.
Early late. Personal foul against
the
Lawton.
Eagles.
It wasn't unsportsmanlike, so I don't think anybody said anything.
Maybe a late hit
or something. It could have been. Nonetheless, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty after the play. They haven't signaled whether it was first down or not.
Now another flag. This one is going to be on Coach Gibson.
And that one will be an unsportsmanlike.
And a third flag comes down somewhere.
So we're going to have a 15-yard personal foul and a 15-yard unsportsmanlike. So that's going to be a net minus 30 after that. And they still have never signaled whether it was a first down or not.
The ball was out at the 39, so it looks like it was a first down.
Well, they've still got the chain sitting back at the 49 and the line to gain at the 39.
Right. Oh, you're right.
So if they signaled first down, this will be 1st and 10. If they didn't, since they were dead ball fouls, it will probably, now they're going to move them back.
It's tough to tell what this, we're trying to make sense of it.
The dead ball foul, they obviously made the first down.
Yeah.
So they're going to give them first down, but it's going to be all the way back at the 31-yard line.
It has his 1st and 10. That's why I want to know. But either way, 1st and 10, ball on their own 31 now for Lawton Eisenhower. 11:08 to go in this third quarter as they lead 30-14 over the Boomers. Trotsky's going to be back in the gun. Split receivers each side. Walden with them in the backfield. Drops back to pass. He's going to fire a deep one looking for Creighton, and it's broken up, incomplete. No flag. Good coverage over there. And trying to see who that was. That was, I believe, that might have been Mason Boren over there that came up with that coverage for the Boomers.
It looked like it was Pope and Laird back deep. Sullivan was back there, and also Sharkey was back there.
And Boren as well. Well, they had that tight coverage, but he was back there. So the young man making a good play, just finally, some good tight coverage, as you mentioned, by the Boomers. A lot of Boomers surrounding right there, and Creighton couldn't be able to haul that one in.
Well, that time they had good coverage downfield. You've seen those guys get open on the sideline a couple of times. That time the Boomers weren't going to let it happen.
2nd and 10 now. Trotsky back to pass. Got man in the flat, and it's dropped. It's Walden, and that's going to be up thinking it might have been behind the line. But it was not, so it brings up 3rd and 10 now all of a sudden for the Eagles. And Ron, after a promising start to the drive for him, some things go kind of haywire, I guess, on that sideline. Somebody wasn't happy. There was a late personal foul, and then Coach Gibson, of course, got another flag for just, I guess, John with the ref a bit, not being happy about the call. And now all of a sudden, the Boomers have a chance here to make a stop.
Well, the Boomers have got a hold here. We've not gotten a stop on 3rd down yet tonight. And Trotsky, Walton, and Walton were back there discussing the play away from everybody else. So
now Trotsky back in the gun, man in motion. He's going to fake the little screen now, looking pass under pressure. He's going to have to roll out to the right side, fire over the middle, and that one's low and incomplete. That will bring up fourth down. The Boomer defense comes up with the coverage, the hold, and a big stop. So after the kick return touchdown, they come up with a stop on defense and now have a chance to be able to get the ball back and get this one a bit closer.
Right, first stop by the Boomers. I mean, the other stop, they stopped themselves. They fumbled the ball. So this is the first punt of the ball game for Lawton Ike. And Laird's going to be standing at his 35-yard line with an opportunity maybe to do something here.
We'll see if they try to kick it away from him. I'm not sure if they want to give it to him after a kick return touchdown. Either way, 4th and 10 for Lawton Ike. Snap, ball is put a boot into. They are going to kick it to Laird. He's going to field it, call for the fair catch. Called for the fair catch, got the fair catch after 36, and a late flag comes in after that. Not sure what that flag was for.
It was on the near side.
Yeah.
And Coach,
see what that call is going to be. It's going to be, looks like they're signaling against the Boomers as the Boomers are backing up a bit.
Okay, let's see. Delay a game against the Boomers.
That had no clue.
That had something to do with what happened after the play.
Right.
Whether the ball was thrown or that had something to do. But anyway, the Boomers are starting on their own 31-yard line.
Kind of an odd flag to throw there, but, I mean, I guess you got to kind of get control. I don't know. So, Boomers take over at their own 31. 10:44 left to go in the third. They trail 30-14. Pope in the gun, takes the snap. He's going to call his own number here. Try to get out over there on the right side. Not going to go anywhere. Gets stopped at about the line of scrimmage, and now bring up 2nd and 10.
Almost looked like a broken play, but I think it was that play where you fake the counter to Emery inside, and then you follow up on the backside, and Pope had nowhere to go. I mean, over there on that backside, you had Coppage and Smalls in there again.
And they actually gave him a loss of 1, so Boomers are going to have it at their own 30 now, 2nd and 11 here. It's going to be Sam Cheap, I believe, actually, at quarterback now. Split receiver both sides. Emery over there on the right side open. We got moving. I think the Boomers jumped first, unfortunately. It was Pope back in the guy, excuse me. Cheap on the far side.
He pointed over at a defender on the far side, and the right tackle for the Boomers just stood up, and that's going to be a false start penalty and -5.
So now you're going to bring up 2nd and 16 here as the ball is going to be on the Boomer 25, 2nd and long. Not a spot you want to be in here.
Well, and you can't be doing those kinds of things when you're trying to your side.
Pope back in the gun now. Emery flanking him over there on the right side. Split receivers each side. Back to pass is Pope. He's looking. He's going to fire one over the coverage as well by the Eagles. Tough one to fit in. That's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, just a little high for Laird across the middle. It would have been a first down. As Laird's been able to get open here most of the ball game tonight, you just haven't been able to get the ball to him. That time, Pope was able to stand back there, had a little bit of protection and a little bit of time to get his feet set and make the throw. Just couldn't make the connection.
Well, and as you know, for any quarterback, you got to be able to find a little bit of rhythm, at least with the protection, or as you mentioned, the time. It's now 3rd and 16 here for the Boomers. It's going to be Pope back in the gun. Emery with him, trips out to the right. He's going to roll out to that right side. He's going to stop. He's going to fire a pass. Had a man down the sideline and overthrew him. Wide open was Parker Smith's. Boy, he might have been able to go on that one. And the timing just a tad off and brings up 4th down.
Yeah, well, and you know, he had some time, but he had the 6'4" Coppage standing in his face.
Yeah.
He kind of had to push the ball out there a little bit more than he wanted to get over the outstretched hands of Coppage, and it caused the ball to sail high.
So for the Boomers, brings up 4th and long. Daniel Pinkert on the punt. 9:44 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Lawton Eisenhower leads 30-14. Got 2 returners back there for Lawton Eisenhower. It's going to be Zaire Walden and I believe McClellan. Punt is off there, and it's going to be fair catch called for and caught by Zaire Walden at about Lawton Eisenhower 42-yard line. So Lawton Eisenhower will take over at their 42.
And I don't know if you've noticed it tonight, but Pinkert normally is a 3-step punter. And tonight, you know, we had that punt blocked last week against Guthrie.
Yeah.
Tonight he's been a 1-step punter, and his distance has kind of suffered a little bit from that, but we haven't had to worry about the block punt in the backfield.
Adjustment, and probably a good one, as you're mentioning, trying to find a better balance with that for sure. So Troshke in the gun here. Walton with a couple split receivers and the sniffer.
We
The
had
snap bounces, and we got a flag.
Yeah, we're going to have a false start. That would be on the center because he had a little hitch, and then he snapped the ball. So everybody moved on that first movement, and that's a false start penalty and backs him up 5.
That would explain why that ball bounced back right there as well, like you're mentioning with that hitch. And, Ron, we've seen this Lawton Ike, despite with the lead, they've kind of, some of those penalties are really starting to hurt them here if they're not careful. Trotsky back to the gun now, 1st and 15, split receivers, and you got Walden in the backfield. Snap handoff inside to Walden. Walden's going to fall forward after finding a little bit of a hole up to about, looks like the 44-yard line, and that will bring it up to about a 2nd and 8, gaining 7 after the penalty yardage.
Right, and again, it's just that little, they push the zone to the outside, run behind the counter block right up the middle. They're trying to influence the linebackers away from the play on an influence block and get them to take one step, they're out of the play.
Trotchy now with snap. We got another flag. This might be another false start. Trotchy's trying to say it was on the Boomers.
Yeah.
But it looks like this is going against Lawton Ike, and it is.
is.
Trotchy pleading his case that it was the Boomers that actually had the offsides, but he's not going to win this argument.
Well, the Boomers did jump on the far side, but over there on the far side, on the left side, the guard, Brandon Reedus, moved before the snap, and that's what drew the Boomers off sides.
I was saying we've seen that time to time. Generally, if you react, if you're the defense, you say, hey, it's the offense player jumping. That caused me to react, right? So,
and it was that time.
So that's 2nd and 13 for Lawton Eisenhower after another 5 yards backs them up. 9:01 to go in this third quarter. They lead 30-14 over the Boomers. Trotsky takes the snap, looking. He's going to fire over here to the near side. Crichton, they're going to do a hook and ladder and flip it back to Kingston Tito. He'll lower his shoulder and get some extra yards, and I think going to be right on that first down marker at the Boomer 48.
Yeah, the hook and lateral, and he came up, and they kind of collided there on the sideline. And, Shirky not very big, but he gave as good as he got there, but it is a first down.
And they're going to go quick here. Trotsky going to take the snap. QB sneak it. He's going to drive the pile a good 5 or 6, maybe 7 or 8 yards up to the Boomer 41.
It's like they're going to give him a gain of 7.
So got up the line quick. It looked like they thought they were short, but they had the first anyways and still got some yards. Again, they're going to go quick. Get Trotsky up to the under center. He's going to take himself, get pushed forward a bit there by Trayvon Walton. Get to couple, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 now for Lawton Eisenhower as they're going quicker.
Yeah, they're just trying to get that push from Walton behind Trotsky, just a quarterback sneak, get the help, and they picked up 9 on 2 plays.
So now Trotsky back in the gun, had a Boomer jump, but no flag,
Yeah,
and Trotsky's upset about that one.
He didn't cross the line of scrimmage,
right.
So that's okay.
So now Trotsky takes snap, QB power over there to the right side, gets a little bit of a block, gets up to 35, and finally gets pushed out of bounds. And Lawton Ike faithful not happy because they feel there was a late hit, but that was just, they were continuing the tackle. Now there's a flag, and this one might be on Lawton Eisenhower arguing too hard.
I think that might either a sideline warning or maybe a unsportsmanlike on the bench. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
I didn't see.
Nonetheless, it's a gain of 8.
Gain 8 would be the first down, and we'll see what they come up with here on the penalty. Yeah, Lawton Eisenhower not happy. They thought it was kind of a late hit, but it was really just a continuation.
Right, and they don't indicate that it's on any player, but it is unsportsmanlike against Ike. Back them up 15 yards. The other one was on the coach.
Yeah.
They did not indicate who it would be on. I saw the referee over here writing it down. So unsportsmanlike against Lawton Ike.
And they're saying first down, though, despite, I believe.
They had the first down. Again, it's a dead ball foul.
Right, so you get the first down, but backed up your yardage. So now Lawton Eisenhower going to have a 1st and 10. Instead of up inside the 40, you're looking at the Boomer 49. So essentially where they were before that gain right there on first down. 8 minutes left to go in this third quarter.
I did not. There was a big scrum over here.
Right.
As he was hit right on the sideline. It wasn't a hit out of bounds. And, then with the momentum, carries him out of bounds.
Right.
It drives him out of bounds, and they go to the ground. And I'm sure somebody said something the officials out there and got the unsportsmanlike. Now we have a timeout, Lawton IKE.
We got a ref timeout, so let's go ahead and take it. Coach, the coach is not happy over there, so let's go ahead and take it with them. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
High Plains Technology Center's daytime career programs prepares high school students and adults for high-wage, high-skill, and high-demand careers. Career education at High Plains Technology Center could be your pathway to learn a trade that will last a lifetime. High school students can be workforce ready at graduation or Next Step Scholarship or for one of the many other financial aid resources that are available. Call High Plains Tech for more information or check out all the career programs at www.hptc.edu. High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
And we're back here in Lawton. Runs over the top of the Z92 Boomers. 8 minutes to go in this third quarter. This has been a tumultuous drive for Lawton Eisenhower. They've had some gains, but they've also had some just penalties that are, I don't know how you explain those other than just not being.
And then the unsportsmanlike over here on the near side, they felt like that it was a play out of bounds. Last drive, they had a personal foul and an unsportsmanlike on toe. Yeah, they're kind of, that's one of those, that's one of those intensity things, kind of focus.
And now Coach Lawton having a discussion with the White Hat right now. Not sure what the discussion is about, trying to clarify some stuff, I guess, with the process of those penalties and figure that out. So he's got his explanation, and now we're back square. It's a weird situation.
It's just weird. I mean, their coach took down one of their own players over here on the near sideline. That's why I think something was said.
Trotsky now back to pass on 1st and 10. Gets a man over there, a leaping grab by Crenton, but I believe he is out of bounds. He is, so that brings up 2nd down. Good catch, but just outside of the bounds right there. So 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles.
It's not very often you see the coach take his own player down to the ground. That's why I think maybe he said something and maybe he had started towards the Boomer player or whatever, and coach took him down to keep that from happening. So that's all speculation.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles here. Trotchi takes the snap, hands off to Walden. Walden makes a cut, gets across the 45, drags man up to the 41-yard line. That's where he'll be tackled and spotted. Bit short of the 1st down, but sets up a 3rd and short now here for Lawton Eisenhower.
Man, that guy can carry the load, that's for sure.
He just needs a couple steps. It's incredible.
And they got him listed at 5'10", but I don't know if he's that big.
Handoff again to Walden. This time, they thought they had him, but he spins out of the pile and gets a couple extra yards. Got up to the 35 well across for the 1st down and gets inside the 35 to the 33 right there. He got into that power run and just realized, hey, I can spin out of this.
I can remember somebody doing that. You probably don't because you weren't born. But Joe Washington kind of did that, but he ran for a touchdown as he just busted out of the huddle and popped the outside. That's kind of what Walton did there. Busted out of the huddle, popped the outside, picked up an extra 5 yards, and made it a gain of 8 and picked up the 1st down.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles now in the Boomer 33-yard line here. Trotchi takes snap, bit of QB power to the right side. Makes a juke, gets up across the 30 inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. So it's going to be a gain of about, they're going to mark it at the 28. So a gain of about 5 here on 1st down, set up 2nd and 5.
And I don't know if you saw it, but Nash just destroyed the lead blocker on that and opened up the way for Holloway to get in there and make a play.
Yeah, that's not the guy I want to beat on the edge of Nash Hunter. That's for sure. So Trotsky on 2nd down now in the gun. You got 3 receivers over there to the left side. Walden flanking him to the left. They're going to hand off inside to Walden. He's going to bounce out to the right side. Gets up across the 25. Gets pushed out of bounds inside the 25 at about the 20. That's where he'll be knocked out of bounds. And has another 1st down for Lawton Eisenhower. So despite all the extracurricular flags, they are still putting together a drive here as they are now into the Boomer red zone.
Well, you're going to ride the back of Walton, and why not? I mean, the guy can get the job done.
6:19 left to go in this third quarter. Eisenhower leads 30-14 over the Boomers. Eisenhower threatening to try to score again here. Trotchi in the gun, split receivers, man in motion is McClellan. Snap to Trotch. He's going to draw back the pass. He's looking. He's going to fire it deep over the middle, looking for a man. Incomplete. That was Brian Crington looking for in the back of the end zone. The ball a bit too far. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's out of the back of the end zone. Good coverage, though, back there.
I believe that's Shirky.
Also, for Shirky and Pope were both back there in coverage, and good coverage by them deep in the end zone.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles. They're taking their time here for once to get up to the line, get the play. Trotch going to be in the gut. You got double-stacked receivers on each side. Snap, handoff inside. That's going to be bounced out to the left side. Now a move made up to the 20 and then taken down at the 15. Torpedo down there was Albert Baker.
Albert Baker, 6'1", 190, senior.
Yeah.
Getting some action.
Yeah, I guess Trayvon Walden doesn't have unlimited stamina, right? So.
Well, you don't want to get, you don't want to get the guy injured. That's for sure, but it looks like he's back out there now.
And it'll set up a 3rd and 5 here for the Eagles. Boomers trying to make a stop here on 3rd down. Backed up to their own 16. Trotsky back to pass. He's going to roll to the right. Looking, still trying to find somebody under pressure now. He's going to have to fire one into the end zone. It's picked off by Lucas Shirky in the end zone, and the Boomers come up with the stop, and Shirky will fall to the ground for a touchback. Oh, we got a late flag, though, here. Or we got a flag, I say, that came in on the play. We got to see what this flag is. Kingston is standing at the goal line with his helmet off. Not sure, or Tito, I should say. See what this is.
Man, that guy's put together for softball.
I mean, that's the scary part. Just the softball. We were talking about off air. You put 20 more pounds on him, he might start getting some big looks.
Still a discussion. The Boomers have already got their offense on the field. The Lawton has already got their defense on the field on the interception.
The flag
now we're going to get a signal.
Flag was deeper in the field of play.
Personal
face
foul,
mask.
Face mask against the Boomers.
Oh my. Well, that changes things. Because that was during the run play here. So if I'm correct or wrong, that would negate that interception.
Right.
And set up
half distance. I mean, that would explain maybe why Tito didn't have a helmet on down there on the goal line if he's the one that had the face mask on.
So instead of an interception for the Boomers, the ball on their own 20 with possession, they are now backed up here to the, should be 11-yard line. No, excuse me. See the half distance here, the measurement.
And Coach Luchin's out there on the, almost out to the numbers.
Yeah, he's not happy. He wants a timeout. So we'll go ahead and take it with them here. Boomers trail 30-14 to the Eagles. 5:29 left to go in the third quarter. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Your family looks up to you, kinda like a hero. With Michelin Xi snow tires and little less than smooth performance and long grip, you can truly be a hero for many years to come. From October 4th through December 13th, get $70 off the purchase of 4 Michelin tires. They'll never know you don't have superpowers. When it comes to Michelin winter safety, trust the experts at High Plains Tire. Certain conditions apply. Visit Michelin.ca for details.
Welcome back here, Ron Seller and Tyler Ridge. Fourth quarter here. Third quarter, 5:29 to go. Quarter, your defense, what we thought was going to be an interception, and the Boomers' ball instead was a face mask. And now Lawton Eisenhower is going to be sit up inside the 10 at the Boomer 9 here, threatening on 1st and goal.
Yeah, and it took them a long time to make that face mask call. A long discussion, and they finally made the call. And after the Boomer interception, that's a killer because now it moves the ball down inside the 10 at the 9, gives them 1st and goal when you had the ball in your possession.
Yeah, you got to find a way to bow up here for sure. And so Eisenhower going to be out there. It's going to be Trotchy and kind of it looks like they've got a power sit around a bit of a diamond around him, if you will.
Diamond backfield.
Now they'll shift that. A couple of minute motion. They're going to stack it up on the right side now. Snap taken and pitched out there to Walden. Walden's going to try to make a move. Cuts it back to the 10. 5 makes another juke and dives into the end zone for a touchdown. You thought you had him 3 or 4 times. He slips out of it, and it's a touchdown for Lawton Eisenhower as they're on the board again.
Oh, man, you're set up in perfect tackling position, and and you launch yourself into the player, and he just takes a leap to the right.
Man,
that guy's elusive.
I mean, he's out there looking. How do you tackle that? I mean, he's ducking and diving every way.
Apparently, you don't.
So now, on for the extra point. Here's Danielson. Ball down. Kick is up, and that is good. And with that, Lawton Eisenhower Boomers awaiting now the kickoff. We're getting ready to. And what a crazy drive run. I mean, we saw penalties. We saw potential turnovers, and all of it ends with Trayvon Walton doing what he does and scores from 9 yards out.
Well, officially went about 140, I think, because of all the penalties and things that were in there. But yeah, I mean, this Walton guy's he's as good as any running back we've faced this year, and I'm throwing that in there with Michael Tafford too.
Oh,
because,
wow!
He's as good a running back as we've seen all year long, and he's been the difference maker in this ball game tonight.
Well, and to your point, Ron, this is a guy that it seems like he bulked up pretty well in the offseason, too. You remember last year was probably maybe more in that 170 range. Now they list him at 185, and you could tell the difference in his power. We've known he's had the speed, but really kind of flexing that power now here tonight.
Yeah, and you get somebody in with a good weight program, and we talk about bigger, faster, stronger, and that's exactly what it does. It makes you bigger, it makes you faster, and it makes you stronger. And I don't know that that's the weight program that they use, but yeah, a lot of these guys. I remember Kingston Tito last year was not anywhere near the specimen that he is right now.
He is cut up.
Yeah, and just all across the board.
Of course, Coach Lawton and crew have been pushing that pretty hard over the last couple of years and made progress and headway in that, a lot more so than we've seen in the past for sure. So it's going to be Danielson on the kick here for the Eagles. Back deep is going to be Emery and Laird. They'll split out. Danielson does put a boot in this one. That's going to carry. Emery's going to have to retreat. Fields it at the 8. He'll take it out far side. Now cuts across field, gets up to about the 17, and gets stuck right there. Couldn't see who made the tackle, but he'll get no further than the 18 is what they're going to mark him, and that's where the Boomers will take over.
Well, he took the ball on the right side of the field, and the return was set up to the middle, and he was trying to get back to the middle of the field, and you can only hold those guys up so long.
Right.
And a couple of them broke through. One of them met Emery right at the 18-yard line and took him down, and it looked like a big hit. It was a shoulder block tackle, so Emery went backwards a little bit, but popped right up. Not a damaging tackle.
Pope back in the gun now. Split receivers. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking over there on that right side. Going to take a deep shot. Looking for Taylor Laird. Laird comes back to the ball. Oh, can't quite hold on. Juggled it trying to track it, and it'll be incomplete second down.
Looked like Pope lost the handle a little bit on that one. The way it came out of his hand, it took a real high arc and kind of fluttered. I can't help but think maybe he lost the handle on it a little bit as it came out. Taylor had to pull up. Defender was 5 yards past him and got back and got a hand in there and made the play, and Taylor not able to come up with the ball.
I mean, despite kind of maybe the slip like talking about, almost worked out in the Boomers' favor for sure. So 2nd and 10 now for the Boomers from their own 18. Pope back in the gun here, split receivers. Got Emery over there on his left side. Man in motion, cross is Weibel. Now the handoff to Emery, and Emery's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss. Nowhere to go right there, and he'll be tackled. They're going to mark him back at the 14. Big loss right there. Just nowhere to go. As soon as he got that ball, people on him for the Eagles.
Yeah, and, again, it's the middle of that defensive line, those three guys up front, those two middle linebackers that are just stuffing things up on the inside.
So 3rd and 15 now for the Boomers. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Pope's going to be back in the gun. Split receivers on each side. Pope will drop back to pass. He's going to look. He's going to fire over there to the far side. Oh, collision pass is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Taylor Laird. It was going to be maybe just short of the sticks, but Lawton Eisenhower comes up with that tough coverage, and that'll be incomplete in 4th and 15.
Yeah, and the Boomers are going to have to punt the ball away here from deep in their own territory. You're going to have to get some good coverage and get a good punt off. And, the returner is going to set up at about the 50. And, Daniel's going to have to get off a good punt here.
You got Zaire Walton back there and another man. I can't quite see the number. Split out with Walton back, as you mentioned, about the 50, maybe a yard or two behind that. Pickard will get the snap, put a boot into it. This one, not a bad-looking kick. Does take a bad bounce, though, and it's going to die at the Boomer. Eisenhower will take over. They will set up shop up 37-14 at the Boomer 43.
Yeah, that's a tough spot on the field, especially the way that the Lawton offense has been clicking, and you know, they've been in sync. They've been doing everything right, been doing it the right way, and you know, Boomer's going to have to come up with a stop here somewhere. You know, they stopped them one time. The other time they stopped themselves. Other than that, they've scored every time they've had possession of the ball.
So Eisenhower with the ball. Trotty back in the gun. Split receivers each side. Now handoff inside to Walton. Walton looks patient running. Tries to cut it back and forth. Finally gets dragged down by a host of Boomers. Only got a couple for all the dancing to the 41. Sets up a second and 8. And in another situation where you think, okay, you might have him at the line of scrimmage. He still finds a way to get up for 2
The guy's
yards.
scary. He moves so well side to side and so quick. I mean, his first step sideways is as quick as his first step forward. And, boy, he's been doing some dancing around and finding some open area.
3:50 to go now here in the third quarter. Eisenhower was 2nd and 8. Trotty back in the gun. 2 receivers on each side. Handoff inside to Walton. Walton's going to get up to the 40. He'll be met, but pushes the pile forward to the 38-yard line. And that's going to bring up about a 3rd and 5 for Lawton Eisenhower.
Yeah, that shows a little bit of strength there, even though he had some help. But he's hit at the line of scrimmage by Nash and Corral and Matt, and still pushes out for a 3-yard gain.
So 3rd and 5 here. Boomer's trying to make a stand after going 3 and out. It's going to be Trotty in the gun. He got 2 receivers on each side. Walton's going to be flanking Trotty on that right side. Calls at the line now. Snap back to Trotty. He's looking at the left side, looking for a man in the flat. Complete, but a great open field tackle. Still fighting, but no, drugged down. Great coverage over there by the Boomers. Those Parker Smiths, they got the initial hit. Then you get a host. That was Zaire Walton. They were trying to get in the flat.
Now, that was that quick flat pass to your ex out there near the sideline, but they had nobody with him. They had no blockers with him, and the Boomers had 2 guys able to come up. There, you're just trying to get one of your guys to make a play and beat somebody, and he wasn't able to that time.
So that'll be forcing the punt here. It is Danielson who's also the punter for the Eagles. So they're going to have 4th and 5 from the Boomer 38, and Danielson is back at about the 50 here, lined up to try to get a punt off. 2:15 to go and counting here in the third quarter. Snap back to Danielson. Puts a boot into it. Bit of a wobbler, and actually a very solid punt. Ball's going to angle out of bounds at the 5-yard line over there on that far side. So Danielson put a little bit of finesse on that one, and so the Boomers are going to have to take over at their own 5, 7-14.
Yeah, and at this point, after a 3 and out, your last 2 times up, you know, not to sound like a broken record, but you've got to get something going here on offense.
Had that opening second half kickoff return from Taylor Laird that got some energy and excitement into him, but the Boomers since then haven't been able to quite find the rhythm. This will be Wyatt Pope back in the gun. You're going to have trips receivers over here to the left side. Single out there on the right. It's going to be Taylor and Sam Cheap, and Denzel Emery's going to be flanking Pope on the left side. Back to pass Pope. Quick out. They're going to go to Smith. Smith's, though, going to be tackled, almost tackled at the goal line, and he's finally going to be able to get it back out to the 2. Dangerous play right there. I say dangerous situation, excuse me. Loss of 3. It's going to set up 2nd and 13 for the Boomers.
Yeah, he was actually hit in the end zone. He was driven into the end zone, so, you know, if he's tackled there, it's probably not going to be a safety because of forward progress. But, yeah, very dangerous play out there with Schmitz on his own in the flat.
So 2nd and 13. Boomers have the ball on their own 2. Lawton does have a safety already in this game on him. Boomers trying to prevent that here again. Pope's back in the gun. Split receivers each side. Emery with him. Pope's going to call his own number. He's going to make a juke move. Get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Had one man to beat, and it was a great open field tackle over there. Can't tell which linebacker that was that stayed with him and chopped him down.
Yeah, it was a really good play as he made an ankle tackle over there on the far side. And he's right in front of us. Still can't see.
That's those great numbers, man. Gray outline, or gray number, red outline, sky, or not even a powder blue, but more of a sky blue jersey. That's tough to see. So, 3rd and 13 now for the Boomers here at their own 2. Under a minute to go in this third quarter. It's going to be poked back in the gun. He's going to take snap, drop back to pass. He's going to have to fire one over. Ooh, gets tipped at the line of scrimmage as he's trying to fire one over the top there. I think a Coppage that got in his face, and that's going to break up 4th and long for the Boomers. And Daniel Pinker going to have to punt from deep in his own end zone here.
Yeah, Coppage has really played havoc in the Boomer passing game tonight. He hadn't made any sacks, but he's forced some throws. He's had some pressures, and then that big frame, that big 6'4" frame, you get those hands up in the air, and you're over 8 feet tall.
Yeah, we've seen that come into play. Yeah,
and it causes problems for a 6 foot tall quarterback.
So Daniel Pinkard standing about 9 yards deep in his own end zone, gets the snap, quick drop kick. Saw a little kick here, but it is going to be caught. Oh, bobbled now about the 30. About the 30. Good tackle. Can't tell who that was that made it, but good coverage right there for the Boomers, although Lawton Eisenhower going to set up with some plus field position at their own 30.
Might have been the freshman Cason Boren.
I think you're right. I think it was Cason Boren. Good tackle for him for sure in the open field, and they're actually going to spot it a little bit behind at the 32 right there. So Lawton Eisenhower taking over at the Boomer 32. 31 seconds left to go now in the third quarter. They do lead 37-14. Boomer defense again trying to make another stand here in their own territory. Got a bit of a Wildcat set, looks like. Here's Walden's back there. Got a bit of a diamond formation. Zaire Walden taking the snap, handing off to Trayvon. No, he pulls it. It's going to be Zaire on the right side. Makes a man miss. Gets up to 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. He's into the end zone. And excuse me, that was Corey McClellan that made that play. And, just got to the edge, made a man miss, and he was gone from there. And just like that, Lawton Eisenhower going to go up 43-14 over the Boomers.
Well, and there again, you see a guy that you don't really talk about a whole lot. And once he got the corner, he kicked it in gear, and that, and takes it all the way down for the end zone. This team's loaded with some talent. If they're not in a district with McGinnis and Carl Albert, this could be a team that'd be looking at a district championship or something.
Could be the extra point good by Danielson. Lawton Eisenhower now leads 44-14, 22 seconds left to go in this third quarter. And I guess here for the Boomers, you just got to keep fighting, Ron, as you talk about. We know we got Daniel Pickard who could hit some amazing onside kicks. We've already seen him pull off one here tonight, and it's really, at this point, a game of possessions if you're going to get back in this one.
Yeah, it is. You got to go get them one at a time, and at this point, you got to play to get better. And, work hard on the things that you do. Don't quit. Don't fold up, which the Boomers won't do. We've seen that they won't do that. And, try to make something positive in this fourth quarter.
So back on to receive this kick here. It's going to be Denzel Emery and Taylor Laird. It looks like they're split out here. So going to back themselves up, it looks like, to about 14 or so. They're on territory now. They'll come together and switch. So Laird's going to be on the far side this time. Emery going to be on the near. Danielson's going to set up to kick from the 40 there. It's left to go in this third quarter. Boomers trail 44-14. Danielson with the jog up to the ball, puts the boot into it. This one trailing over there, Denzel Emery. He'll field it about the 14. He's going to return, try to get to the middle, gets up to the 20 before he is made contact with and brought down. They'll give him forward progress to the 21, and that's where Woodward will take over for this offensive possession at their own 21.
Yeah, and the crowd really gets behind, and those, they look like a big hit, but, you got Denzel at 160 and you got the other guy at 220, and it really looks like a big hit, but it's just a play. It's just a good form tackle, and Denzel's running hard.
Well, I think that's helped by the pop, too, of the pads, right? It makes it seem like it's more impactful, to your point, but no, Denzel, of course, as he does, pops up. He's going to continue to fill out that frame, and I tell you, he's going to be, gets up to 185. It might be lethal. Pope back in the gun here. Nash Hunter with him out there. Some receivers. Pope's going to drop back to pass. Looking for the screen. Nash Hunter's got it there on the far side, but he's going to be dragged down behind the line of scrimmage at the 19-yard line. Well scouted by Lawton Eisenhower, not falling for it this time.
Yeah, and it was just they were able to get one player through there. You know, that linebacker, outside linebacker on that far side, Caden Smalls, and that'll be the end of the fourth quarter.
The end of the third quarter now as Lawton Eisenhower leads 44-14 over your Woodward Boomers. We'll go ahead and take a break and come back with the fourth quarter. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
What's undeniable control over is when you can handle heavy snow, slippery ice, and freezing rain on any road. Do you have undeniable control? Can you handle winter? Make sure you can with BF Goodrich Winter TA KSI tires. From October 4th to December 13th, buy 4 BF Goodrich tires for up to $70 in minimum rebates. No expensive hiking, sign, everything about BF Goodrich. Some conditions apply. Visit your door or BFGoodrich.ca for details. It's a 3-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, and the game is on the line. Each pitcher, Johnny Nevins, is on the mound. He checks the runners, gets a sign, lines up, and delivers. Oh no, it's a wild pitch, look out! Looks like somebody needs to call Stewart's Auto Glass. If you find yourself in a mean year of baseball, call Stewart's Auto Glass for any auto glass problem. Chip and crack repair or replacement for windshields and door glass. 216-1822. Here comes the best pitch. Stewart's Auto Glass works on semi-trucks too. So don't foul out. Call Darryl from Stewart's Auto Glass at 216-1822. Stewart's Auto Glass. When there's a crack in your view, we know what to do. Oh, he really got a hold of that one.
And we'll go back to Lawton here as we begin the fourth quarter. It's on the Tyler Ridge review here. Trail 44-14. They do have possession. So it's 2nd and 12 from their own 19-yard line. It's going to be a snap to White Pope. He's going to roll out to the left. He's going to fire over the middle, looking for a man. It was tail layered. Throw a bit behind him, though, and he can't come up with it. Would have been past the sticks. Instead, though, 3rd and 12 coming up.
Well, they designed that to roll out and get everybody to move with the quarterback and then have Talon come back across the field. That's a tough throw to make because you've got to get your body turned and throw back across the field when you're running away from your body. And you know, tough throw and just a bit low for Talon to come up with it.
Brewers facing 3rd and 12 now. I mean, continuing to try to strike. That's what you got to do. You got to try to continue to chip away if possible. Fourth quarter just underway here. Post going to be in the gun. You're going to have 2 receivers over here to the right, single over to the left, and now in motion goes Smits. And the ball's out. Kind of a weird snap. It's taken, though, by Smits, I believe, got on top of it. But he'll be tackled about the 18-yard line right there and bring up 4th and 13. Not quite sure what happened on that snap.
It almost looked like a direct snap to Smits as he had his shuffle motion coming across the formation to the near side, and it didn't work.
Kind of an interesting call there for sure. So 4th and 13 now for the Boomers here as they'll have to punt it back to the Eagles. Pinker's going to be inside his own 10, about a 7 here, set up to receive the snap. Oh, snap goes over his head. He's going to have to track it down, and it goes out of the back of the end zone before he could get to it. And that will be a safety, unfortunately. And Eisenhower now will go up 46-14.
Yeah, just a bad snap over Pinker's head, and he couldn't run it down before it got out of the end zone back there. So that's going to add a couple of more to the Lawton IKE total and make it 46-14 as we got 11-10 to go in the ball game.
Also be a Lawton IKE possession here as the Boomers will have to line up and kick this one off after that onside. And now at this point, like you said right there before the end of the third quarter, you just continue to try to work on your basics and see what you can do here. It's a tough road trip. And I guess this clears things up pretty well, Ron, for next week going forward. You said at the beginning of the broadcast, essentially, you're just going to have to win now.
Yeah, you're just going to have to win out the rest of the way, and you're going to have to hope that Piedmont can beat the Eagles when they play. And like we said, you don't come out on top on this one. Then you have to depend on some other people to do some things to let you get into the playoffs.
Or pull the upset off against Carl Albert at home. That is another route. It'd be a tough one, but we've seen, who knows, You play the games, right?
Yes, sir.
So Daniel Pinker's going to kick this one off from the old Boomer 20 there because of that safety. Back to receive, you're going to have Corey McClellan over there on the far side and Zaire Walden here on the near. There's both kind of split to each hash. McClellan's kind of beyond the hash there. Saw Pinkard pull off a successful onside in the last situation like this. I don't know if they'll quite go back to that, but we'll see. Pinkard's going to put a boot into this one. It's going to go directly over there. McClellan on the far side. He'll take it from the 28. Gets up to the 35. Now the 40. Bounces outside. Keeps going. 45. Still going. 50. 45. And finally drugged down at the Boomer, looks like 43-yard line right there. And he just kept the feet moving despite shrugging off a couple solid tackle attempts from the Boomers.
Yeah, the Boomer tackler went down hard, and you got a couple of Lawton IKE players trying to help him up, but he shakes him off a little bit. Lawton IKE coaches out there. Looks like Parker Schmitz.
Yeah, getting up a little slow. He got up under his own power. Just kind of, as you mentioned, went down hard. Maybe one of those situations where the breath went out of you a bit because he's staying on the field. He's kind of waving them off. So looks like maybe just kind of a gut check, if you will, for him. But Parker Schmitz, that's a tough one. We know that for sure.
Yeah, now we got the trainer out there on the field with him. He's going to have to go off for a play, at least one play.
Right. So he will walk off the field, getting some counsel in there and just checked upon. So Lawton IKE, though, will take over from the Boomer 43-yard line right here as they are up 46-14. 11 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Trotchy gets snapped, inside handoff to Walden. He'll make a bit of a juke there, get up to about the 40, but a good shoestring tackle will bring him down after only a gain of about 3.
And the guy's tough to bring down. He's limping a little bit right now, but, you think you've got him stopped, and he takes a little hop to the left or the right and picks up another couple of yards.
L.J. Mason, I believe, made that tackle there, that shoestring tackle, sophomore. Trotchy back in the gun. Double-stacked receivers. Now motion goes Walden. They're going to fake that. Trotchy going to get brought down by a host of Boomers. They weren't falling for it. He's going to be dragged down all the way back at the Boomer 44 is what they're going to give him. So you lose all those yards that Walden was able to get on first down, plus one. Be 3rd and 11 now for the Eagles.
Well, they put a man in every gap that time, and Lawton IKE was not able to block all of those. Had 2 linebackers coming, Holloway and Hunter. And like I said, they put a guy in every block, every gap. You can't block them all. One of them got through and made the play.
It's 3rd and 11 now here for the Eagles. Trotchy's going to be back in the gun. 2 receivers on each side, flanked by Walden. He's going to drop back to pass. He's going to fire one deep, going for, I believe, McClellan, and it's broken up. Good coverage there by Taylor Laird down the middle. McClellan couldn't quite track that one out, bring up 4th down.
Yeah, it was they're going for it all down at the end zone right there on 3rd down, and why not? They've had success with it, but Laird with good coverage knocks the ball away, passes incomplete, and brings up 4th and 11. So for one of the few times tonight, Lawton, well, probably the only time, now the second time, Lawton's going to come up with a 3 and out.
So it's going to be Danielson back to punt. He's standing at about his own 42 right now. This ball's up at the Boomer 43. Back deep is Taylor Laird, standing at his own 12. Danielson puts a drop into it. This one's carrying. This one is going to be taken by Taylor Laird right there at about the 10. They marked him back at the nope, they got him at the 10. Okay. So drug down at the 10, and the Boomers will take over from their own 10 here. So we've got 9:32 left to go in the ball game. Currently trailing 46-14.
Yeah, he catches that thing in traffic, and rather than, I think the Lawton IKE defenders thought he was going to fair catch, and when he didn't, they had to kind of recover and make the tackle, and tackled him right where he caught the ball.
Well, and it looked like a punt that maybe was going to carry a bit deeper than we thought, so that's maybe why Laird kind of didn't fair catch it, realizing, hey, this could take a bounce and be down even further in your own territory. This will be Pope in the pistol here. Tell who that is behind him in the backfield. It's not Nash. It's not Emery.
It's like Holloway.
It is Holloway. They pitch it out to him there on the left side. He finds a bit of a hole. Gets up to 15, now 20, 25, 30, 35. Finally gets taken down at the 40. And Bradley Holloway gets a big gain right there. And, boy, showing off some of that speed on the edge.
Yeah, Bradley's got really good speed. And he showed it off right there. Once he got into space, and got the corner. He just found a gap and turned it on, and you can see the speed come out for Holloway right there, and picks up a big first down and a 32-yard run.
Yeah, ball up to the Boomer, looks like 43-yard line right there. So just turned on the Jets. Like I said, got a couple good lead blocks out there, too, on the edge. That's something you like to see. 1st and 10 now here. It's going to be Pope back there with Holloway flanking him on the left side. You got trips over here to the right, single out there to the left. Now motion goes Smits. They do the little shuffle pass to Smits. He tries to cut it up there on the edge, and he's going to get dragged down about a yard behind the line of scrimmage, about the 42. So that's going to set up 2nd and 11 for the Boomers.
Yeah, that's basically that jet sweep, but it's still just a little toss pass inside. And the reason teams started doing that is because if the ball's not handled, it's not a fumble.
It's incompletion, right?
Incomplete pass. And, if you try to hand the ball off and it goes off a shoulder pad or something, then you've got a fumble. But that little flip pass inside, if the ball's not handled, it's incomplete.
And an interesting evolution. It's crazy how coaches adapt. But here for the Boomers now. Pope back in the gun. Holloway with him. Man in motion to Smits. Snap to Pope. He'll roll out to the right side here after the fake handoff. They'll find Smits in the flats. He'll catch it. Got about the 45. Now gets up to about the 46. No, they're going to mark him at the 47. So saw a little gain there on 2nd down. It'll bring up about a 3rd and 6 here for the Boomers.
Yeah, 6-yard gain for Smits as he came back across the formation. He shuffled away and came back across the formation on a dig route. It's a good job by Pope to find him out there and pick up the good yardage.
So 3rd and manageable here now for the Boomers. 7:35 left to go in the ball game. Trying to drive as they trail 46-14. Pope's going to be back in the gun. Holloway with him. 2 receivers on each side. Pope takes snap, looks back, pass, fires a quick one out there. Taylor Laird, he has to make a comeback catch and does.
Made it.
Oh, my. And a caught for a first down just past the sticks up there into Lawton Eisenhower territory at the 46. What a catch by Taylor Laird.
Ball was thrown behind him a little bit. He had to stop, and he kind of went horizontal to go back and get the ball. Good catch by Laird, a first down for the Boomers.
It just shows Laird's, quick twitch to be able to stop on a dime and come back to that. That's not a skill that a lot of kids have at his age.
Well, you can't teach it.
Right. So 1st and 10 now for the Boomers here. Pope back in the gun. Going to drop back to pass. He's looking. Going to fire one deep. Looking for Taylor Laird in a crowd, and it's going to be intercepted by Lawton Eisenhower. Tight coverage right there, and a play made on the ball. Trying to see who that was back deep. Defensive back on the coverage. That was 12. That would be Derike Cornegay, the sophomore coming up. I believe sophomore. Yes, sophomore, 6'2" coverage on Taylor Laird.
Yeah, it was a good play. They were both battling for the ball, and Laird had a chance to go up and kind of moss him from behind, and he wasn't able to. As Cornegay came down with the ball.
Cornegay, like I said, 6'2", not quite muscled out, but has that frame to work with. Makes it tough when you match that height of Taylor Laird. So Lawton Knight takes over with 6:50 left to go in the ball game. They will have the ball at their own, it looks like 13-yard line here. No, excuse me, the 12, 1st and 10. Trotsky back in the pistol, hands off to Walton. Walton's got a bit of a hole there on that left side. Gets across the 20 up to the 22-yard line. It's going to be right at the stick, and they're going to give him the first down.
And I would bet that Walton is probably averaging close to 10 yards per carry tonight. It's like every time he touches the ball, he finds a little seam, and you just give him a little gap, and he's able to take advantage of it and pick up the yardage.
And now they'll have Albert Baker in there at running back as Walton will go out of play here. Trotsky back in the pistol. Got kind of a tight formation here. A couple, as you mentioned, the sniffers, if you will, up there on each side. Run the play clock down here, and now they'll hand off to Baker there on the right side, trying to find some room. He's going to be upended, though, and finally gain tackled by the Boomers. Maybe got a yard out of that one, and they will give him, well, they gave him 2 or 3, actually. Wow.
He stuck the ball out before he went down and got it up to the 25-yard line, so it's a gain of 3.
This brings up 2nd and 7 now for the Eagles. Baker going to stay in there at the moment at running back. Might be Trayvon Walden's night might be done here as the Eagles try to run down the clock. 5:40 to go in the ballgame. Trotsky in that pistol, tight formation still. Baker behind him. Go with the hard count, almost get the Boomers to jump. Check at the line, and now we got some real movement. I think the Eagles false start.
False start against the Eagles.
So they almost get the Boomers, and then they kind of make their own mental mistake.
Yeah, Woodward, tackle on the near side, Marquez Woodward just drove off the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped.
So now it sits up a 2nd and 12 here for the Eagles instead of 2nd and 7. Ball sitting on that 20. Trotsky back in the pistol. He's going to actually pass this one. A quick pass. Oh, it's batted at the line of scrimmage as he was being blocked to the ground. I think that was Wyatt Pope. No, that was, it was Wyatt Pope, 16.
Yeah, Wyatt
making
Pope
the play. Good miss.
Up on the line of scrimmage on the outside. They rolled him up from his position back there, and you're right. He was being blocked, and he was able to get a hand up and knock that down.
I mean, really had hands inside his pads and still got those arms up. Great play there by Pope. Brings up 3rd and 12 for the Eagles now. As they lead 46-14 here over the Boomers. 5:10 now to go in the ballgame. Trotsky going to be in the pistol in that kind of tight formation. Got a single receiver out there to that far side on the right side. Baker behind Trotsky. And we might have another false start right here as there's a flag down.
False start or a shot clock. Play clock violation.
And it was a false start. And, they are taking that play clock down all the way to about 2-1 each time at this point. So that's going to back up the Eagles about another 5 yards here to the 15 and set up a 3rd and very long now, 3rd and 17. Boomer defense trying to come up with another stop.
Well, they're trying to take as much time off the clock as they can. They've got a straight run formation in there with a couple of guys up short in a modified diamond formation.
Now fake handoff here to Baker, and they're going to throw. Trotsky tries to find Tito and can't quite find him there. Good coverage there by the Boomers. I think it was Lucas Shirky, Paul Sullivan, those guys over in the area making good plays.
Yep, Shirky up to make the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. So for the 3rd time in the ball game, the Eagles will have to punt.
It's going to be Danielson on the punt for the Eagles. He's going to be inside his own 10, standing about his 8. It's going to be taking Laird back to receive this one. He's standing about midfield here on the near hash. 4th and 17 for the Eagles. 5:05 left to go in the ball game. They lead 46-14. Now snap to Danielson. He will put a boot into it. Bit of a high one. Laird's going to fair catch this one and will corral it at the 50-yard line, and that's where the Boomers will take over here with 4:58 left to go at the 50.
Well, the Boomers got to get something going here. The first, they had the kickoff return for a touchdown, and since then we've had 4 series that were 3 and outs, and then the last one we actually picked up a couple of first downs and had the interception as we're trying to get down into the Lawton IKE end of the field.
Of course, as we mentioned, this is just that time, like you talked about, continue to work on the basics, continue to try to improve. That's what you could do. I mean, that's just all you could do at this point, and get some meaningful snaps for some of those younger guys and those starters. Pope's going to be in the pistol here. Emery behind him. Smith goes in motion across the formation. Now toss out there to Emery. He is corralled in the backfield, shooting off the edge right there. I believe that was number 5, if I'm not mistaken, Bruce Rucker for the Eagles. The senior just read that one on the edge, and it's going to be a big loss here for the Boomers.
Yeah, loss of 9 on that toss sweep. Rucker just came with his ears back. I mean, he came from his defensive end position and just came flying in there, unblocked.
So 2nd and 19 for the Boomers now. Ball on their own 41. Clock continues to run. 4:20 left to go in the ballgame. Pope back in the gun. In motion goes Weibel. Pope's going to hand off inside to Emery. Try to go over here to the left side. Emery fighting through some tackles. Finally gets struck down. It's about a couple of yards right there up to the 43, and that's going to bring it 3rd and long for the Boomers.
Now Denzel trying to fight. They got a hold of his jersey, held him up long enough for help to come in, and just picked up a couple.
Boomers trail 46-14 here. Now under 4 minutes to go in this one. 3rd and 17. See if they take a shot or not. It's going to be Pope coming out here. You're going to have trips receivers over there to that left side. Single here to the right. Pope's in the gun. He's going to roll out to that left side. Emery's going to try to block for him a bit. Now he's going to fire across the middle, and pass is going to be incomplete. Looking for Parker Smits, but he was tightly covered, and that one's knocked away and bring up 4th down again for the Boomers.
Yeah, had a Holloway open out in the flats, but Smits was farther upfield and had a better chance to maybe advance to get the first down. But nonetheless, it was an incomplete pass, and I don't see Pinkert on the field on 4th and 16.
I mean, yeah, you're at a spot. If you turn it over here, it's not necessarily super short field for the Boomer defense, but yet 4th and long. Boomers are going to go for it on 4th and 17. Pope's going to be back in the gun, and Smits is going to go in motion. Now snap. Pope's drop back to pass. He's looking. They're going to go with a bit of a screen, but that is knocked down and right quickly. Kingston Tito again. Just reading that one, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Boomers.
Yeah, Tito made the play right there as the screen was set up, but he was able to get in and just get those hands up in the air and knock it down. So the Boomers turn it over on downs here on their 3rd possession of the 4th quarter.
3:24 left to go in the ball game here. Lawton with their possession. Taking over at that Boomer 43. See if we got a new quarterback out there. It looks like Zaire Walton's going to be lined up kind of in that, as we call it. No, excuse me, that's McClellan, Corey McClellan. He's going to have Trayvon Walton behind him. Now Walton's going to take the carry off to the left side. Got a hole, gets up to the 30, and finally gets tackled and taken down inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
Yeah, 15-yard gain. That guy just picks up yards in chunks and very quickly. And, you know, we talk about swarming to the football and gang tackling, and we just, I mean, we haven't been able to do that because Walton is so shifty.
He is, and to your point, you try to at least get a hand on him to start the game tackle, and he's out of that before you could even get a couple of guys there. 1st and 10 now for Eagles. McClellan's still at quarterback here in the pistol. Walton behind him. Now motion goes Baker. They're going to toss it to Baker. He's going to try to get the right edge out there. He's going to be able to turn up field. 30, 25. Finally gets knocked out to 20. We got a flag that came in, so it might be a holding and coming back. There's 2:45 left to go in the game.
And it looks like they called a hold. We'll see. Yeah, hold against Lawton Ike. The flag is at the
back at the 32.
At the 32-yard line, so that's 3 yards deep in the backfield, and we'll add 10 onto that, so it'll take them all the way back to the 42-yard line.
And there were, I couldn't tell which Boomers it was, that made headway on that edge, but just couldn't quite get to the reach of Barker, and we kind of know why now, or Baker, and we know why now. With a bit of that hole. So it's going to back up Lawton Eisenhower all the way to the 42-yard line in Boomer territory still, but be a 1st and super long here.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and about 26. Looks like 23, something like that.
McClellan's still at quarterback there in that pistol. Walton behind him in that tight modified diamond, as you put it. Had some early movement there, and that's going to back it up even further.
Well, when you get a different quarterback in there, a lot of times the cadence is different. It just doesn't quite sound the same, and it doesn't work the same. And, a lot of times that'll cause you to pick up some false start penalties, but that backs them up another 5 yards. Still 1st down.
1st and forever for the Eagles here.
I'm a little surprised that Walton is still in the game at tailback.
Yeah, I mean, you would think maybe Barker kind of takes that role, but I don't know. Maybe just still looking to give him some snaps. So, snap's going to go over the head here. McClellan, he's got to race back and chase it down along breath, and ball still on the ground. And it looks like they're signaling early here. Lawton Eisenhower retains possession. But my goodness, mind you, the sticks right now, folks, are inside the Boomer 20 at the 19. Lawton Eisenhower is going to take the 2nd down snap all the way from their own
36-yard line.
Yeah, their own 36. My goodness. They've got it marked at 2nd and
47.
2nd and 47.
They got 44 up there.
So. Yeah, they got 44. I mean, close enough. I don't think we've seen a 2nd and 40 in quite some time. Under 2 minutes of play now, as the clock is continuing to wind. 3-2, and it looks like Lawton Eisenhower going to take a timeout, so we'll take a quick one with them here. Boomers trail Lawton Eisenhower 46-14. 2 minutes to go in the ballgame. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
What's undeniable control over is when you can handle heavy snow, slippery ice, and freezing rain on any road. Do you have undeniable control? Can you handle winter? Make sure you can with BF Goodrich Winter TA KSI tires. From October 4th to December 13th, with 4 BF Goodrich tires, you're up to $70 in minimum days. The experts at High know everything about BF Goodrich. For donations of the on BFGoodrich.ca for details.
And we'll back to Lawton here on 7. See a lot of Eisenhower. He was trying to play 46 left to go. They lead 46-14 with possession. They were backed up here on a 2nd and 46 is what they're officially calling. So, Ron, you were right. They heard you over there.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they got you. So, 2nd and 46. McClellan's still quarterback. They're going to go with the toss sweep out there to Zaire Walden, trying to get the left side, dancing around. He's going to lose the football. Ball's on the ground. And, man, out of bounds. The Boomers were going to fall on it, but it rolled out of bounds. Still another big loss, so we're sitting up at 3rd and 50-ish.
9, so that's a loss of 9.
Oh, my goodness.
And we busted the 50-yard mark.
3rd and 55 here for the Eagles. They're at their own 27 is where they'll take the snap. They have to get to the Boomer 19 for this first down. I don't think they're going to pass it if McClellan's still in their quarterback.
No, they're going to keep the ball. You know, they're going to run down as much clock as they can.
In motion goes Baker, and it's going to be a fake. And now McClellan keeps it for himself on the left side. Has to fight off a couple Boomers, though. They'll make the tackle. He maybe got, looks like about 4 yards right there, maybe 3. And now bring up 4th and forever.
Brings it up to the 30.
And so the clock continues to run.
51 yards.
51. That's on the bingo card right there.
4th and 51. And I guess their down markers don't go that high.
Probably not. So just got a minute to go left now, and Lawton Eisenhower continuing to run that clock. Got 10 on the play clock as we go under a minute here. No rush for them to snap this one. Finally, Danielson getting everybody set. 3, 2, 1, and he will get the snap off.
Call timeout.
And we got a timeout for Lawton Eisenhower. So we'll go ahead and take one final timeout with them here. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Bond's Home Furnishings is now receiving some of our long overdue shipments of furniture. We are filling vacant spaces on the floor with new sofas, love seats, sectionals, motion furniture, and much more. Bond's Home Furnishings is also has some new dining sets and new bedroom sets. We'll receive new lamps, pictures, and accessories. Everything is being tagged with an everyday low price, which includes free delivery within our tri-state delivery area. That's only at Bond's Home Furnishings at First Oklahoma in Woodward, Oklahoma.
And welcome back here getting about one more possession here to finish this ball game. I imagine probably just going to see a couple snaps, maybe a run or two, and we'll probably call this one game as the Boomers trail 46-14.
Yeah, go home and concentrate on next week.
Got Guyman
play.
Yeah, coming in on Thursday up there in Woodward. Danielson back to kick this one. Laird back to receive it. Danielson puts the boot into it. It's going to carry. Laird's going to have, it was carried back to the 25. Laird's got space, so he'll return it. Gets up to the 40. Now looking for more space. Gets up to about the 43, and he is stuck and brought down, and that's where the Boomers will take over for what is likely the final possession of the ballgame.
Yeah, 35 seconds to go, and the ball will be marked at the 44-yard line.
So that's where they'll have it here. Imagine probably just going to see a run or two, like to talk about, and get this one, as you said, get the focus on next week. You're going to host Guymer Tiger Squad that hadn't been able to put together a win yet, and so business week, if you will. Take care of business at home. It's going to be Pope in the pistol. Holloway behind him. Snap handoff inside to Bradley Holloway. First down. He's going to get to the line of scrimmage to try to fight forward. Does fight forward for about, it's like 3 yards right there. Maybe 4. They might get 4. Now 20 seconds to go. That might do it right here as the play clock is at 30 seconds, and there's about a 10-second difference there with the game clock.
They're going to stand. They're going to stand there and try to get out of here without getting anybody hurt as the players start congratulating each other on the field, and the Boomers are going to fall in this one 46-14.
As mentioned there, the Boomers will fall 46-14. The Lawton Eisenhower tonight. We'll go ahead and take a timeout. We'll swing up for you and get you set for what's up next here on Z92 and the Boomers. It's the Boomer Football on Z92.
Roofing in Moreland, our neighbors we can trust to complete your roofing project. Offering gimmick-free service, reasonable rate, quality roofing shipping guarantee. Now commercially endorsed by the state of Oklahoma. So we're roofing Oklahoma since 1999. Homeowners Roofing, 580-994-5472. Cowboys, let's ride. It's time to ride into victory. To midfield, he's going all the way. Good night, Vienna. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Pistols firing. On Saturday, as the Cowboys head to Austin to take on the Texas Longhorns. Our coverage begins at 9 a.m. on your home for Oklahoma State football. The Cowboys Sports Network from Learfield. I spend a lot of time in the garage. More time in the